news. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
I do hope you feel good today. A very good morning to you and welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso on S3 and I'm Zoe Brown. I have to say thank you for all the birthday wishes yesterday. It was lovely having the morning off, but now it is back to business and today is not an ordinary Tuesday. It is indeed a Health Tuesday on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This morning we are going to be wrapping up some Sun Health Awareness Month. You might have noticed throughout the month we've been talking about how to look after your skin, and we are looking at the ways the sun is good for you and how to protect yourself against those harmful rays. But what is your show without some entertainment? We have Jamie Lee Sexton, who's going to set the Expresso stage on fire with her vocals, and Expresso favorite Lucia Dramat. She's joining us again to chat about her 21 days of affirmation and where we should find ourselves as the first month of the 2024 calendar year comes to an end. We're also going to spend some time in the kitchen. We're going to be making some fluffy flapjacks with yogurt and fruit, and also bring you some easy family load shedding solutions. Yes, we are all here to make meal time so much more convenient and healthy. And in Johannesburg, the wonderful Zanele has brought her 5FM family along, and they're going to be talking about setting goals in a relationship. But that's not all. Our very own Ewan Strydom, he's here in studio in Cape Town, and he needs your help this morning. Morning, Strydom.
Morning, Zoe. You look a whole year younger. Happy birthday for yesterday, man. We did connect with Zoe on the phone, but now we have her in person and we can say happy birthday. But good morning to you, you beautiful people of Mzansi and wherever you are watching us from in the world. It is a beautiful, beautiful brand new day. We're 3 hours in your company and we are looking forward. We've got a lovely, busy show for you. But first things first, it is hashtag Tuesday, all right? And no matter the occasion, whether that is a picnic under the stars, a romantic date for two, Valentine's Day is just around the corner, but no matter the occasion, you always got to make sure that you look your best, and I need your help to choose me an outfit for today. So we have two options for you. First option, we have a check-styled suit with a beautiful dark navy blue crew neck t-shirt. That's the option one. And then the second option, stylish black pants with a stone button-up shirt and a light cotton blazer. So that's option two. Now, I need your help, South Africa. If you had to take me on a date, which look would you want me to wear? The choice is yours today. So what you do is head on over to our socials and go choose an option, and don't forget to include that hashtag styled by Woolies. I am looking forward to your selection because I really am torn between these two looks. They are both absolutely stunning. So if you take me on a date, which one would you want me to wear? So there we have it. We'll definitely connect with you on the socials and pick my outfit a little bit later on. Speaking of the socials, we have Zanele standing by in Johannesburg to tell us what we want from you on the socials today.
Good morning, Cape Town. Oh my goodness, it sounds like it's going to be a delicious show yet again right here on our Feel Good Breakfast Show. But then, Mzansi siyanamkela as well as always. You know that this is where you get all the things that you need in terms of your vitamins, with your vitamin happy and your vitamin good and everything else you need for the rest of the day. But speaking of good vibes, right, today we need to woosa. Our good morning post is all about putting you on the right stead for your day to 100% go so beautifully, because we 100% always need to get those negative thoughts away, ne? So what we do is we do our affirmations. So we want to do them together as an Expresso family, which is why you need to head over to social media. Make sure you use hashtag Expresso Show, and we want to hear what is your affirmation for today. So let's go. I am, and you finish it off. So let's go. I am amazing. I am incredible. I am South African, because that in itself is like a compliment. Do you know what I mean? And I honestly know as well that when we talk about absolutely everything else, it is just about you and what is going to be making you feel good when we are talking about your affirmation. So send through that voice note, 063-408-8863, and make sure on social media you use hashtag Expresso Show. We got a whole lot coming up here in the 011, hashtag 01fun. But first and foremost, let's get into the news with the beautiful Zoe.
Oh, thank you, Zanele. All I'm going to say is I am grateful for the day ahead. Well, it is a few minutes after 6. Let's quickly touch on those morning headlines, starting with local news. The South African Police Service wasn't sufficiently prepared to act against the civil unrest in 2021, and the government failed in its handling of intelligence about the events. These are some of the findings of the Human Rights Commission, which released its report on the unrest in Durban yesterday. It says that the events between July 8th and 19th were orchestrated and that central figures were well equipped to carry out the violence and looting. The Commission says 353 people died, 40,000 businesses and some 50,000 informal traders were affected, threatening 150,000 jobs. The losses are estimated at 50 billion rand. The fires in the Breda Valley and the Witzenberg municipal areas in the Western Cape were still burning out of control late yesterday. However, the Bainskloof Pass and the Slanghoek Pass have reopened. The spokesperson for Cape Winelands District Municipality, Joanne Otto, says the high daytime temperatures dried out dense vegetation and a continuous northwesterly wind create ideal conditions for the fire to spread and complicates firefighting operations. Some 23,000 hectares have already been affected. We now move to news beyond our own borders. Italy's Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, has announced details of a proposed partnership with African countries encompassing energy, investment and agreements on migration. She presented what's called the Mattei Plan to Parliament and a summit of African leaders. Her government says it will commit $60 billion initially. Meloni's right-wing government has struggled to implement promises to clamp down on irregular migration. She's promoting investment in African economies as a way of reducing the need to migrate and wishes to turn Italy into an energy hub, linking North African suppliers with Europe. And Iran's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has denied that Iran was involved in an attack on a military base in northeastern Jordan near the border with Syria. 3 members of the U.S. military were killed in the drone attack yesterday morning and 34 were wounded. U.S. President Joe Biden has blamed militant groups in Iraq and Syria supported by Iran for the attack. Iran says resistance groups in the region carried out the attack and it had no control over these groups. And finally, imagine a concert pianist serenading rescue elephants with classical melodies free of charge. Paul Barton, a Brit living in Thailand, captivates audiences worldwide with his YouTube channel. He performs at Elephants World, enchanting over 700,000 subscribers. In his most watched video, an 80-year-old blind elephant named Ampan sways to Debussy's Clair de Lune. This sanctuary in Kanchanaburi, Thailand, shelters more than 30 previously mistreated elephants, offering them solace and care. Paul, inspired by his wife, brings music to these beautiful, gentle giants, playing in their habitat. Witnessing these elephants' responses as one realizes that the universal language of music transcends barriers, bringing joy to those in need. Well, on that wonderful note, that's where I leave your headlines. Let's take a first look at your sport.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Now, that is certainly a story that just tugs at the heartstrings early on a Tuesday morning. But let's get into those sporting headlines right now. First and foremost, in a thrilling encounter at the Charles Conan Banny Stadium, Ivory Coast emerged victorious over Senegal in the Africa Cup of Nations round of 16. Yes, we are there already. Now, after a 1-1 draw in regulation time, in which Sadio Mane's early goal was equalized by a Frank Kessie penalty, the Elephants secured a 5-4 win in a penalty shootout. Now, Ivory Coast advances to the quarterfinals and awaits the winner between Mali and Burkina Faso on the 3rd of February. And sticking with AFCON football action, Cape Verde secured a spot in the Africa Cup of Nations quarterfinals by defeating Mauritania 1-0 in a tense encounter at the Felix Houphouët-Boigny Stadium. The Blue Sharks' triumph was sealed by Ryan Mendes' late penalty, matching their best ever AFCON performance. Now, Cape Verde awaits the winner between Morocco and South Africa in the quarterfinal clash scheduled for February the 3rd at the Charles Cronin Banny Stadium in Yamoussoukro. Over to some cricket news this morning. In a rain-affected Betway SA20 encounter, Faf du Plessis showcased his brilliance, guiding the Joburg Super Kings to a resounding 10-wicket triumph against My Cape Town at Newlands. Now, pursuing a revised target of 98 in 8 overs, du Plessis' unbeaten 50 off 20 balls, complemented by Lewis de Plooy's rapid 41 not out, secured the win in just 5.4 overs. Now, the victory elevated the Super Kings to 4th place in the standings currently. And some rugby news. Scotland call up Javen Sebastian and Ross Thompson for Six Nations. Yes, so here we have it. Scotland has bolstered its squad ahead of the Six Nations opener against Wales, and that was on Saturday with the inclusion of prop Javen Sebastian and fly half Ross Thompson. Now, unfortunately, front row stalwart VPNL is ruled out, and that's due to a neck injury. Training in Spain, the squad also features uncapped players Ewan Ferry and Jamie Dobie, offering depth in key positions. Now, Scotland sets its sights on the clash with Wales. These additions aim to strengthen their campaign in the Six Nations. That's your sporting headlines at 6 o'clock this morning. We'll have another round for you just after 7 o'clock. Right now, let's see what you need to wear today. Zoe's got your weather.
Baie dankie Strydom. Let's start off with some news. The SA Weather Service has issued a yellow level 2 warning for damaging winds expected to result in the spread of runaway fires over the central and northern parts of the Western Cape, as well as the southwestern parts of the Northern Cape. Extremely high fire danger conditions are also expected over the western parts of the Eastern Cape, the northern and central parts of the Western Cape, as well as the central and southern interior of the Northern Cape. Moreover, damaging coastal winds are expected between Dassan Island and Still Bay, also resulting in difficulty in navigation at sea. The SA Weather Service has lastly warned that a heat wave is expected daily up to at least Saturday, with persistent high temperatures in places over the central interior in the western region of the Eastern Cape. Well, it is 6 a.m. and time for us to take a look at some sunrise views. Jan from Carltonville in Johannesburg is sharing the first one. Look at that beautiful sunrise. If you would love to share yours with us, do so on our WhatsApp line. The number is 063-408-8863. Well, let's take a look at your temperatures for your Tuesday.
Beautiful South Africa. The only question on your mind should be, am I ready for all of the goodness I'm about to get from my Feel Good Breakfast show? And I can firmly say yes. Yes, you are. Because we need you to stay with us, because there's so much that's happening between now and 9 o'clock. But let's quickly check out what's happening in the next bit. We're going to be getting into how to care for our eyes in the sun. I said it's 011, 01 fun, 01 sun. It's always glatzing boy. The sun is always doing the most. But this is why we need to find out how we can care for them 100%. And then I'm actually a child of a doctor. I used to make people call me Dr. Zanele Potawa just because I think I inherited the title. However, you know that over the last couple of years, we have been all about celebrating the people who truly do some of the most important work in the world. We're talking about our frontline workers in the healthcare sector. We're going to be talking about celebrating them and why we continue to do so even today after the ordeal we went through over the last couple of years. For now, though, I want you to go and get yourself a little cup of coffee and maybe even get a little toilet break in. But we're going to be back in the next 2 minutes. We're going to be back on the other side of this.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back on this wonderful Tuesday. You are tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso right here on S3. Wonderful to be in your company. Now, we are continuing our Sun Awareness Month series, and today we are focusing on a crucial yet often neglected aspect of sun protection, caring for our eyes. Yes, have you ever thought about that? Joining us this morning, dermatologist Dr. Nompelo Kancho, to shed some light on the importance of eye care in the sun. Doc, good morning and welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Are you feeling good?
Me. It's awesome morning. Thank you.
Fantastic. I'm glad we are talking about this because I don't know, I feel like this summer particularly, the sun has just been relentless. I feel like it's been stronger than ever.
Yeah.
Because I mean, just based on the holiday that we've taken in December, and now as well, my boykies and caring for their skin and the face. I mean, it's very, very difficult. But the eyes specifically. So let's talk about that. The risks of UV exposure to the eyes. What are we looking at?
Yeah, but definitely it has been hot. I mean, Cape Town at this time of the year is never really this hot, but this year it has been like out of
control.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So basically, we know that we have to protect our skin, to protect against the UV rays, right? So when it comes to the sun, the same principle applies. So how do you protect your sun? Remember, the sun damages every part of your eye. It's not just around your eye, it's also inside your eye.
Wow.
So it is very important that one protects. But how does one protect it? By wearing just glasses.
Yeah, because I mean, you can't sunscreen your eyes. We keep hammering on the fact that sunscreen, it's important. Yes, it is important, but the eyes, is it as simple as wearing a good quality pair of sunglasses?
So it's not just going to the shop. If you look, when you go and buy sunglasses, they usually have a sticker in them that shows UV protection. So it is advisable that one goes and look for those ones and buy. So it doesn't have to be a very expensive pair of glasses. Even a cheaper one, just going to the shop, you can buy those ones. It's not just for the adults, also for the kids. But it's not just sunglasses. You have to make sure that your sunglasses fit around your eyes to protect your eye. And also to wear a large brim hat. That is very important because that hat is going to give you the shade to protect your eyes as well.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people also don't take into account when you are chilling on the beach and you're having a good old time with your friends and family, there's a lot of glare coming up from the sand as well, which damages and reflects the UV as well.
And remember, it's not just when the sun is shining, also when the sun is under the clouds, it's important that you protect yourself because those UV rays are still penetrating.
Yeah, I think that's one thing because we do tend to think that cloudy, I'll be fine, but UV rays still penetrate through the clouds, that's for sure. Look, it is difficult to at all times protect your eyes, especially like we've been mentioning off air, when my boys are in the ocean and swimming, and I suppose, just limit the time that you are in the water as well to just make sure that you manage and protect your eyes properly. But I want to ask you specific eye conditions that's attributed to sun exposure or, a prolonged sun exposure time. What are we looking at? What can happen?
Yeah, before we get into that, remember when we get the weather, we're also told the UV index. So that is important for one to know which hours are the best for one to be outside. So looking at the dangers of the UV to the eye, I said it affects each and every part of your eye.
Yeah.
So around the eye, you're going to be getting your cancers, but the cancers is not from the skin. You also get your eye cancers as well. Things like squamous cell carcinoma, you get your melanomas in your eye, and also you get growth on your eye, things that are called pterygium that can affect your vision, and you can also get a cataract and macular degeneration. So all of those things lead to you having you lose your eyesight basically at an early age.
Yeah, and once it goes there, I mean, there's not really much, I suppose, that you can do, right?
Yep.
It's an eye-opener, to put it that way, in terms of the importance of looking after your eye and your eye health. Just your final tips for people to look after their eyes. I mean, on a day-to-day basis, whether you are now going to the beach or simply going to work, what advice would you offer to our viewers?
Even when you are in your car, you are not 100% protected. So even if you wear glasses like me, just make sure that your glasses, they get that protection in them. And always, always, always wear your glasses, UV protected glasses, and put on a hat as well. I think that is very important for one to remember.
Fantastic. Doctor, thank you very much. I know that you are not going anywhere. We're going to sort you out with a nice cup of coffee just now, but we will continue our chat around effective sun protection with Dr. Nampela in just a bit.
Oh, thank you. Well, it is Tuesday, which means it's also time to put the spotlight on the excellence in healthcare and extend our gratitude to these remarkable individuals making a difference, our dedicated pharmacists. Now, this is proudly sponsored by Adcock Ingram OTC, the sponsors of Brave. And let's take a look at this week's Pharmacy of the Week, and it is the local choice pharmacy at Paul May.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
For me, I think all pharmacists have a serving heart. In Afrikaans, we say we've got dienstbare harte. So we are here to serve the community or be of service to the community. We've got a lot of programs. We serve the old age home. We pre-pack them medication for them in blister packs so that they don't have to take the medication wrongly. So they will be taking everything correctly. It's not just coming in and going out. We have to have a personal relationship with our patients. So when they come in, most of them, we know their names, we know their surnames, we know who we are serving. So yeah, that's very important to know their history, to know their families, to know something about them to make them feel valued in the community. The local choice slogan is here for you. So that's what we do, we are here for you.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Inspiring communities, one pharmacy at a time.
We've been long in the game, healing South Africa one allergy at a time. All the sneezing, runny nose, itching of nose and throat, we've left no stone unturned. Until finally, South Africa recognized us. You've given us the courage to continue to do what we do best. Live, work, play, sleep allergy-free with Allergex Non-Drowsy. Ask your pharmacist for the full allergy range. Brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
And that's our Pharmacy of the Week. So we just want to say to all of our pharmacists, thank you for your unwavering commitment and tireless efforts to keep our communities healthy and thriving. Now, we want to keep you healthy and thriving, so stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show. When we get back, it's all about protecting yourself against the sun and staying hydrated. And our very own Ewan is ready for date night, but he needs your help to pick the perfect outfit. We will reveal that winning look. If you haven't voted yet, head on over to social media and cast your vote for which look Ewan should go for. That and a whole lot more still on its way.
Only you can make my day. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we are soaking up the sun. It is easy to also forget about staying hydrated. Well, we have Dr. Gancho. She is back, and she is ready to discuss the importance of staying hydrated under the sun and looking after your skin. She is a dermatologist, and that's why we want to pick her brain. Now, Doctor, I wanted to know from you, when it comes to sun exposure and dehydration, what impact can having prolonged experience in the sun have not only on your hydration levels, but your skin?
Remember, skin is the largest organ, right?
Yes.
So when you are out in the sun, one of the roles of the skin is that it helps you to control your body temperature. So when you're out in the sun, the temperature rises, your body temperature also rises. So you have to get rid of the excess temperature, so you sweat. So when you sweat, you are losing water from your body, and also you are losing some of the important salts through your sweat. And then one can become dehydrated, because when you are sitting, soaking in the sun, you don't take in any water. So that's how one becomes dehydrated. And remember, the more sun damage you get, it also increases your risk of getting skin cancer as well.
Okay, so there is a big effect, and it goes full circle at the end of the day. Now, Doctor, who is most at risk? Especially which age groups do we need to really protect when it comes to dehydration and being in the sun?
So it's usually the little ones, because they cannot tell you when they are thirsty, and also the elderly, because elderly are also so vulnerable to being dehydrated because they don't take a lot of water. So those are the two important ends that we have to look at.
The problem with dehydration is you only realize afterwards, I am dehydrated. Now, I think from a dermatologist's point of view, on Saturday, I went to, you get some sun exposure, and the Sunday morning I was feeling extremely flat. Is that signs of someone that experienced dehydration and did not fully recover and get electrolytes back into their system? What are some of those symptoms for someone that's maybe not aware of, hang on, this is dehydration?
Yeah, so your body needs water. So one of the things that one will experience is headache, fatigue, and some people, when it's very bad, they can also be delirious. So those are the most important things that one has to look at. But it doesn't have to be all confused and all. It needs to be treated before that.
And is the same for children? Would the same side effects or symptoms appear within a smaller child if they experience dehydration?
So kids can also present with vomiting, when they are dehydrated. So it differs from age to age. And remember, when that child is having that headache, they're not going to be able to tell you. So they're just going to be feeling sleepy. So you have to watch out for those things.
Okay. I'm just thinking of all the mamas now. We are in the heart of the summer season. January's coming to an end. February is always one of the hottest months. Now, Doctor, you are a dermatologist. You're passionate about people looking after their skin and their own well-being. How can people stay hydrated other than just drinking water? Is that just the simple answer? Drink water, or are there other ways?
Sun protection is important. So that means one have to put on the sunscreen, so that those sun rays don't get into their skin. You have to rehydrate, of course. Your nutrition is also important, and stay away from the sun. So stay under the shade. What you eat is important, and basically just protect yourself and drink that water. Drink that water.
I think what a lot of people also forget is when you were explaining about, your body temperature rises, you start to sweat, that also impacts your sunblock coverage when you are at the beach. How often would you say, is there a formula for how often we should be reapplying sunblock?
So it starts with an SPF, right? What SPF you have to put on. And sun protection, we say you have to reapply your sunscreen every 2 hours when you are outside. So that helps to protect. It doesn't matter what SPF you put on. You have to reapply every 2 hours when outside.
Oh, well, Doctor, we are so happy you are here shedding some knowledge and making sure that we look after ourselves. This has been a very important month and a very fitting one to look after ourselves, especially during Sun Awareness Month. Well, Dr. Gunshaw is not going anywhere. She is still by as we have more questions to unpack with the good doc, so stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Yes, lots more to come from Dr. Nompelo. But first, look at me. I am a new man. Thanks to you, Mzansi. Kan ek maar net sê, julle het baie mooi gemaak. So you had to help me choose between two epic looks this morning, and you chose very, very well. First and foremost, Zoe, get in here very quickly, because now we are officially matching.
We are matching.
Look at that.
Look at that.
I mean, come now.
Chinos and a blazer, his and hers.
I love it. South Africa, I'm ready for my date. I love it. So thank you very much for all the comments. Let's quickly take a look at some of the comments that you put up on our social media. Here we have it. So we have the option between a check suit with a beautiful blue navy crew neck t-shirt,
okay,
or this one, smart black trousers and a stone shirt with this cotton blazer. Very cool. So let's see.
Let's touch off with Laura saying, good morning, my favorite people. I would go with option B, but hey, either way, Ewan looks hot in anything. That's what Laura is saying. I am just instructed to read the comments, okay? Madeline says, goeiemorgen, ek stem vir nommer 2. Nomsa, I'm definitely voting for option 2. So number 2 is coming in hot.
There we go. Shan says, morning breakfast team, definitely option 2 for a date night with Ewan. Yes, I am ready. I'm waiting for my messages. Thank you very much.
It sounds like Nomsa's going on the date with you.
Yeah, for sure. Daphne, there we have it. Ewan is very photogenic. Oh, come now, guys. But today I vote for option 2. Yes. Everyone, not even one, option 1. I love it.
Modikwa, echoing that.
Yeah.
Number 2, you will look absolutely stunning in it. Woolworths, oh, love it. So option 2 is the winner. They just wanted us to match.
Thank you very, very much, Mzansi. And I feel good, and that's the point. When you go on a date, you want to feel absolutely amazing, and I truly do feel that today. So thank you very much. I'm very happy, especially the fact that we are twinning on the show as well today. I think we look good, Zoe. We can put it out there.
We do indeed. So thank you. Well, listen, you can now step out in style this Valentine's Day with Woolworths. You can shop the whole of Ewan's look, including mine, for your date night looks. It is available in-store, online, as well as on the Woolies app.
There we go.
Feel comfortable.
Ja, hoe sê hulle? Beste voet vorentoe.
Die beste voetjie voor. There we go. Go blink, understand. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no. Let's not go there. Let's just stick to the 1 foot forward, okay?
Oh, we're going to take the quickest of breaks on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Do you want me to go?
Yes, please.
Okay. We are talking about something. Welcome to it. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on S3. It's your Tuesday morning, and right now in our final segment of Sun Awareness Month, we are debunking common sunburn myths and offering essential tips for safe sun exposure. Dr. Nompelo Kancho, welcome back. Welcome back to the couch. I'm a new man. I feel like I should reintroduce myself to you.
You look beautiful.
Thank you very much. Look at me fishing for a compliment. No, it's lovely. The advice that you've shared this morning, absolutely worth gold. We cannot take sun exposure lightly. We need to make very, very sure that we are protected. So I think there's a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of myths regarding sunburn and sun exposure. What are some of those myths that you've come across?
I think the most important one I'm going to start with is I'm black. I don't get sunburn.
Oh, yes.
That is wrong. Yes, as a black person, you naturally have an SPF of 13, but it's not enough to protect you from the sun. We all know no matter how dark you are, you do get sunburn. You may not look red as a Caucasian person, but you will feel your skin is burning, and then afterwards you'll see your skin peeling off. So sun protection is for everyone. And also people will say, because I'm black, I'm not going to get a skin cancer. That is wrong as well. Everyone under the sun will get a skin cancer. So we'll get a sunburn, and then you will get a skin cancer as well. So everyone needs to wear a sun protection, at least an SPF of 30. And also another thing will be like, oh, my SPF is very high, I don't have to reapply my sunscreen. There's no such. So I did say that it's important that every 2 hours you do reapply your sunscreen. So remember what that SPF means. It's just a sun protection factor. So it just protects how much sun rays get through your skin, no matter how expensive your sunscreen is or how high your SPF is, it does disappear on your skin.
Because UV rays are UV rays. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because I mean, I've done a lot of work with organizations such as Can Survive, and there's this kind of overreaching thought that says, you know, I've got a darker skin or I've got black skin, I'm fine. You know, I don't have to worry so much, but the risk factors are the same for everyone. So thank you very much for that piece of advice right there. But how do we go now and distinguish between fact and fiction? How should we look at this? Because, I mean, we want to make sure that we are protected. I mean, even in winter months, the UV rays are still there.
Even when there's a snow, hey? Those
Especially
sun
that,
rays
yeah.
will reflect on that. So I think first thing that one will do, if it's summer, we'll put on a sun protection. So how do you know? When you look at your sunscreen, it's important that it protects you not just for UVA. It's written UVA, UVB, visible light, and some of them will protect you against the infrared as well. And also when you look at that, usually they'll get a seal from the Cancer Association. That means the claim is for real. It has been tested. So I think that is very important for one to look. And people always, most of the time, will think of sunburn and skin cancer. Remember, when it comes to sun, for darker people, it does cause them to have hyperpigmentation. So that is important. So it's not all about the wrinkles and all. That pigmentation as well is important.
Also want to ask you, mentioned apply every at least 2 hours if you're out in full sun or so. And I mean, this is also, when you look at these sun protection that says this is waterproof. You know, now you go swim and you think I'm fine. Even then, reapply at least every 2 hours or more. All right. Doctor, thank you very much for all the advice. Just final takeaway tips with regarding to look after ourselves, because we've covered the eyes, we've covered hydration, and of course the skin as well. What's your takeaway point for today?
I think it's important, sun protection. You'll use your sunscreen, stay under the shade. For kids especially, they must wear protective clothes that are, UV protection. And also that hat and those sunglasses, that's very important.
Yeah, I've read somewhere that you should get a hat that's got a green kind of lining on the top, which helps break the UV. Is that true?
That's, definitely.
Look at me go. Dr. Mampela, thank you very, very much. Lovely to have you on the show. You're welcome back anytime. So there we have it, Mzansi, some valuable advice worth its gold this morning on the Feel Good Breakfast Show. Please take after and look after your skin.
Oh, dankie Strydom. You know what? We want to look after the whole family. And yes, even though January is coming to an end, I think it's time to reflect, because after the adventures of the festive season, you may have some unintentionally encountered opportunities to get some unwanted guests in your system. Now, worms are everywhere and can be picked up in the easiest of places, but worry not, it's time to slow down. In fact, show those freeloaders the door, because we are joined by Kenview's Sub-Saharan Self-Care Marketing Lead, Sane Mbele, who is here to unpack this topic with us. Sane, it's so great to have you here.
Hi, thanks, Zoe.
I remember as a kid, the family, the whole family had to get dewormed because someone was playing in the
Stand in a
sand and
queue.
started eating the sand. There's always different ways that little ones and adults can get these intestinal worms. Now, Sane, from your point of view, how do we get in contact with it, both kids and adults?
Sure, Zoe. So the main thing to remember, I guess, is intestinal worms, also called soil transmitted helminths. So if you
Okay.
think about soil, as you said, and playing in the sand, these worms that lay their little eggs in the soil, in the sand, and it can get under your fingernails. If you're not washing your hands straight away, or eating vegetables that haven't been washed, or meat that hasn't been cooked properly, then it's very easy to pass those around throughout the whole family.
And you're listing these couple of things that a lot of us do. We cook veggies, we don't always wash them properly. You don't always know who touched and, worked with the meat that you eat and the sand that the little ones play in. What happens when, these intestinal worms that's in your system, which is normal for a lot of kids and families to experience the whole deworming process. What happens when you don't do that? What happens when it stays in your system?
So as you said, they're your unwanted guests. As these worms are in your intestines and they're growing, they're basically eating up your nutrients. So you'll get a case of malnutrition. Quite a few symptoms we'll speak about later as well. But if they're eating up your nutrients, you're then going to experience potentially anemia, especially if they're eating into that iron. And you'll only have to speak to your healthcare provider about the potential impact of that. So the main thing to know is you're eating your breakfast right now, you're doing everything right, eat a balanced diet, and those worms just come in and take all of that away.
They disrupt the eco flow and the internal system. Now, my next question is, what are some of those symptoms? Because I think as kids, parents are quite on a schedule, like we need to deworm the whole family. But what is the symptoms that families should be looking out for? Because I thought you only had to deworm kids. I didn't know adults also had to deworm themselves.
Yes, it is the whole family. The symptoms you're going to look out for are you're going to look overall in your intestinal gut area. So it can come with diarrhea, abdominal pain. One of the ones specifically with kids is actually an itching in the anal area.
The bum area.
In the bum area, exactly. So those are just a couple to look out for. You also look out for some tiredness, because now you've got malnutrition and your body isn't functioning the way it should.
Well, listen, that's where Vermox comes in, and they make deworming so much easier. How often should families be deworming themselves?
The WHO actually recommends deworming once to twice a year in what you'd call endemic areas. And endemic areas are anywhere where you've got a prevalence of 20 to 50%. Now, that might mean nothing to anybody, but in the South African context, areas like KZN, Eastern Cape, Limpopo, Northwest, there's a prevalence of over 50%.
Okay.
So potentially over 50% of people are infected with intestinal worms. So there you're looking at least once or twice a year. And that'll help eradicate, at least with Vermox, up to 97% of that worm infestation.
Now, the beauty of Vermox is it does all the work for you. I think a lot of people are like, now, how do we deworm the family? Can you just unpack how simplistic the process has been made?
Of course, it is a single-dose tablet. You're going to go look for your Vermox single-dose tablet. What also makes it really easy is that it's crushable. So it's easy to just crush, and I think we've got a little segment later to show how easy that is to do. Put it in some liquid, some juice, some water, and everybody's good to go. Mom, dad, brother, sister,
The whole
kids,
family,
the whole
add it
family.
to your calendar, set a reminder, and just, is it okay to make it a bit of a habit? Can you over deworm yourself?
From a Vermox point of view, if you are following the instructions, always read the little leaflet inside the packet. And if you have any questions, obviously speak to your healthcare provider, speak to your pharmacist, speak to your doctor.
Oh, incredible. You're just taking the fear out of everything that, you know, a lot of families go through. You take that away and you make it such a simplistic process.
Absolutely.
Now, I think a lot of families are also wondering, like, is there any way I can stop my kids from getting these intestinal worms?
I mean, as a parent, you obviously you don't want to hold your kids back from, go out, have fun, experience, touch, feel, play. One of the most important things is just to ensure that everybody's washing their hands. Wash your hands, wash your vegetables, everything that we know about hygiene. So go and live your best life. Make sure you're cleaning up afterwards. And wherever you're not sure, speak to your healthcare professional. And Vermox is there as well to help you out should there be any concerns.
And that is incredible. Just to reiterate, is it for the whole family? Is it suitable for children?
Yes, so Vermox is suitable from the ages of 12 months and up. So just when they're starting to crawl around and touch things and put things in their mouths and everything is spreading around, it is suitable from ages 12 months and up.
Okay, well, I know you said you're not going anywhere. There's going to be a little bit of a demo. So, Sane, thank you so much for joining us today. And don't feed those extra mouths. Get rid of intestinal worms and create a healthier, happier environment for your little ones and the whole family to flourish.
Don't fall victim to intestinal worms. Use kid-friendly Vermox twice a year and get rid of unwanted guests. Vermox.
Thank you, Cape Town. And oh my goodness, South Africa, I'm so excited at the moment. Can I tell you why? We're only 1 hour into the show. Well, practically. That means we've got 2 more hours still, which means there's still so much on the way. And one of my favorite things this morning is the fact that we're going to be catching up with someone who is so talented. She has been doing the things that need to be done from the age of 4 years old. Yes, I'm talking about someone who continues to take over the music industry. We're going to be catching up with Jamie Lee Sexton. And then we're also going to be getting into some of that motivational vibe that I was talking about earlier on. Okay, we have got none other than Lucia Dramich, motivational speaker extraordinaire, who we're going to be sitting down with, who I think is also going to get us into that state of 100% feeling like we can affirm ourselves, yeah? I did tell you about the good morning post on social media, #Expresso Show, where we want to hear, what is your affirmation for yourself this morning? I am the best. I am incredible. Whatever it is, you got to come through, and don't forget to send your voice note as well, 0634088863. Send it through right now, because we want to hear from you, and more than anything else, we want you to start off your day on the perfect note, just like you always do whenever you're tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast show. For now, though, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back after this.
Double cream plain yogurt from Clover. Just plain amazing.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're on your Feel Good Breakfast show on S3. And as you know, we're coming to you live from the Johannesburg studio. And my friend, I am feeling so good this morning. So yes, first and foremost, because we're together, right? But then we are in the presence of greatness. I am talking about Magaliesburg's finest. She is somebody who has been writing music from the age of 4 years old. But now she continues to take over the music scene by being nominated at the Basadi in Music Awards in 2022 for Best Pop Music Writer and Best Pop Music in general. She's someone who I genuinely feel like if you don't know about yet, you are about to be absolutely blessed, my love. Please welcome to the Expresso show. It is none other than Jamie Lee Sexton. Woo, woo, woo. Jamie Lee, thank you.
Thank you for a beautiful introduction.
Honey, it is because you are like the likes of Mozart from, you know, Magaliesburg. I say that because you've been writing music since you were 4. What do you mean?
Yeah.
When I was 4, I was watching the Teletubbies. So I need to understand, what was that music about when you were just 4 years old?
So I started singing at the age of 4. Music was a massive, massive influence in my life.
Yes.
And from that age, I know that it's weird for people to conceptualize, but from that age, I really, really knew that this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I loved singing. I loved instruments. I loved making noise. So it started to infiltrate my life at a very, very early age.
Yes.
And I just kept going. And
look at us now,
Here I
sitting
am
with a
today.
superstar. Exactly. I mean, I feel like for me, if I had carried on to do what I was doing at 4 years old, I would have been playing in the sand as an adult. So I think that is incredible that you were able to do that. But
Thank you.
Jamie Lee, speak
Thank
to
you.
us about the fact that you are someone who plays the piano and you do guitar, all of those different things that you do in terms of instruments. Who taught you that as a kid?
So I grew up in a very musical family. My mum plays the piano. My 2 sisters play the piano.
Wow.
So I grew up in a very musical household.
Yeah.
So I learned the basics from my mom, and then I started to explore and self-discover on different instruments. So then I moved to a little bit of ukulele and harmonica, a little bit of djembe. So I think if you have music in you innately, I think that you can explore and it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, you have been exploring, which is why I feel like you're such a well-rounded artist.
Thank
so
you.
speak to me about the fact that when we talk about you doing music from the age of 4 years old until now, how has it helped you that you were able to 100% just express yourself from that age and do so in an experimental way as well?
So I think having music or any sort of art form in your life is so beneficial in terms of developing your EQ.
Sure.
And the minute you start developing that, you know, like as a teenager, for instance, I mean, most teenagers have some sort of angst because they're coming into age. And that was such a huge help for me with self-expression and expressing what I was feeling at the time. Even now as an adult, you know, my life, I live through the lens of my writing.
Sure.
So I'm very, very lucky and very fortunate to be where I am.
I live through the lens of my writing. I even speak in like just beautiful words, Jamie Lee.
Thank you very much.
But I want to talk about you getting into AFDA and studying music. What was that journey like, and how did it almost change your perception of, you know, what music is exactly? Because you came from this path of just doing whatever it is that you wanted, and now you were kind of a little bit more structured. How did you merge the two worlds?
So I was a farm girl, grew up on the farm, moved to the big city, and AFDA was a beautiful foundation for me. You know, I met people that were like me, like-minded. I made some of my lifelong friends there who I'm still friends with today.
Wow.
I learned about film editing, directing, film writing, music. So it was a beautiful segue into the industry that I'm in today. And it really, really helped me understand what the industry is about.
Yeah.
You know, what it's really about, how hard you have to work, how early you have to wake up.
Yeah.
The long hours. So it was a beautiful experience, and yeah, I would do it all over again.
Come on. So for me, I feel like because I work on 5FM, right? I've been back announcing your songs and telling people these are Jamie Lee's, you know, tunes that she's giving us today. I want to know about the Sextons, because 2013 was when you were like, you know what, I want to be in a group. How did that come about, and why did you feel it was the right time?
So I formed the Sextons actually because I thought it would be fun. I thought it would be fun.
Yes.
And I think that I had like a feeling of being in a group and part of a band.
Yeah.
So I put that outfit together, and we actually had so much fun. You know, we toured around South Africa. We went to music festivals in Africa, in Lesotho, in Mozambique. So it was actually a beautiful experience. And within the Sextons, I learned to work a stage. I learned to work a crowd.
Sure.
But yeah, it was fun, and I'm glad I did it.
I like that answer because, can I tell you, I've never heard an accountant say, no, I've made those numbers because it was fun. Do you know what I mean? As a creative, you have so much freedom to do what it is you want to do.
You're 100% right, yeah.
But one thing I also love about you is the fact that you have so many different experiences that you just bring to your music, and you just allow people to, I think, live through those experiences with it. So speak to me now about you and just the way in which you've grown in the industry and who it is that you want to possibly one day collaborate with as well.
Wow. So in terms of growing in the industry, I think that is the goal. Where I've come from to where I am now, I'm really, really blessed. And I think that without fail, I thank God every single day for giving me this talent.
Yes.
Someone that I would love to collaborate with, and she's actually a friend of mine, is Msaki. I think that her and I, female power, she's a beautiful songwriter. She plays instruments. I think that we would have a beautiful connection.
Yeah.
I am thinking definitely hard about doing this in 2024. Msaki, I'm going to call you. Answer your phone, please.
Come on!
Answer your phone. So yeah, that is
that.
definitely a collaboration that I've been thinking of. And I think in terms of a soulful connection and two female artists coming together, I think that could work beautifully.
Oh my goodness, I love that. And I
Yeah.
get you, because even I want to collaborate with Msaki. I don't even sing, so I get it. I get it. She's amazing, just like you. Jamie
Thank
Lee,
you.
we know you're not going anywhere because you're going to be giving us some vibes a little bit later on.
A bit of a dazzle.
Yes, it is going to be a dazzle indeed. Feel Good Breakfast Show family. Make sure that you do not go anywhere because there's still so much on the way. And of course, she is 100% still going to be in the building. For now, Zoe is standing by with the news.
Thank you, Zanele. Well, it is 7 a.m. Let's take a look at your morning headlines. The Agriculture Department has announced that Saudi Arabia is set to resume importing South African beef products after the Saudi Food and Drug Administration lifted a 20-year ban on the country's meat imports last year. The ban was initially imposed following an outbreak of foot-and-mouth disease in South Africa. Saudi Arabia will begin receiving shipments of halal products from SA in the coming weeks. This follows a recent visit to a business delegation to South Africa and the facilitation of discussions on the resumption of meat exports to Saudi. And the South African Police Services wasn't sufficiently prepared to act against the civil unrest in 2021, and the government failed in its handling of intelligence about the events. These are some of the findings of the Human Rights Commission, which released its report on the unrest in Durban yesterday. It says that the events between the 8th of July and the 19th were orchestrated and that central figures were well equipped to carry out the violence and looting. The Commission says 353 people died, 40,000 business and some 50,000 informal traders were affected, threatening 150,000 jobs. Losses are estimated at 50 billion rand. Moving to news abroad, more countries have halted funding to the largest UN agency operating in Gaza as the crisis deepens over the alleged role of certain staff members in the 7th of October Hamas attacks on Israel. Japan and Austria are the latest to suspend payments to the UN agency for Palestinian refugees known as UNRWA. The US, UK, Germany and Italy have already done so. Meanwhile, UNRWA has sacked several of its staff over allegations that they were involved when Hamas members infiltrated Israel, killing some 1,300 people and taking about 250 hostage. Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has announced details of a proposed partnership with African countries encompassing energy, investment and agreements on migration. She presented what's called the Matei Plan to Parliament and a summit of African leaders. Her government says it will commit $60 billion initially. Meloni's right-wing government has struggled to implement promises to clamp down on irregular migration. She's promoting investment in African economies as a way of reducing the need to migrate and wishes to turn Italy into an energy hub linking North African suppliers with Europe. And finally, over the weekend, the sports world witnessed some jaw-dropping moments. In Hyderabad, Ollie Pope rocked the cricket world, scoring a whopping 196 runs, giving England an unexpected victory against India in the first test. Against all odds, England have snagged a 1-0 lead in the 5-match series, leaving everyone gobsmacked. Meanwhile, down under in Melbourne, 22-year-old Italian Yannick Sinner pulled off a miraculous comeback in the Australian Open final, defeating Russian Daniil Medvedev in an epic showdown by 3-6, 3-6, 6-4, 6-4, 6-3. Pope and Sinner have the sports world buzzing with excitement, but here's the punchline. Whether you're a Pope or a Sinner, you can definitely be a winner. Well, that's where I leave your headlines. Let's get a proper look at your sport with Ewan.
Thank you so much, Zoe. That was indeed incredible matches, and we are going to focus on that Australian Open a little bit later on the show. For now, in a thrilling encounter at the Charles Conan Banny Stadium, Ivory Coast emerged victorious over Senegal in the Africa Cup of Nations round of 16. Now, after a 1-1 draw in regulation time, in which Sadio Mane's early goal was equalised by a Frank Kessie penalty, the Elephants secured a 5-4 win in a penalty shootout. Now, Ivory Coast advances to the quarterfinals and awaits the winner between Mali and Burkina Faso on the 3rd of February. And staying quickly with AFCON football action, Cape Verde secured a spot in the Africa Cup of Nations quarterfinals by defeating Mauritania 1-0 in a tense encounter at the Felix Houphouët-Boigny Stadium. Now, the Blue Sharks' triumph was sealed by Ryan Mendes' late penalty, matching their best ever AFCON performance. Now, Cape Verde awaits the winner between Morocco and South Africa in the quarterfinal clash scheduled for February the 3rd at the Charles Conan Banny Stadium in Yamoussoukro. Then over to cricket news this morning. In a rain-affected Betway SA20 encounter, Faf du Plessis showcased his absolute brilliance, guiding the Joburg Super Kings to a resounding 10-wicket triumph against My Cape Town. And that was at Newlands, and of course pursuing a revised target of 98 in 8 overs. Du Plessis' unbeaten 50 off 20 balls, complemented by Lewis Deploy's rapid 41 not out, secured the win in just 5.4 overs. Now, this victory elevated the Super Kings to the 4th place in the standings currently. And over in some rugby news, Scotland call up Javen Sebastian and Ross Thompson for Six Nations opener. Yes, Scotland has bolstered its squad ahead of the Six Nations opener against Wales on Saturday with the inclusion of prop Javen Sebastian and fly-half Ross Thompson. Now, unfortunately, front row stalwart Vierpianel is ruled out, and that's due to a neck injury. Now, training in Spain, the squad also features uncapped players Ewan Ferry and Jamie Doby, offering depth in key positions. Now, as Scotland sets its sights on the clash with Wales, these additions aim to strengthen their campaign in the Six Nations. Lots of sporting headlines, lots of action. We'll have you another update just after 8 o'clock. Right now, the roads are starting to wake up. Let's see what's happening out there with Zoe.
And let's look at your traffic, starting off in Johannesburg, Benoni. There's been a multi-vehicle accident on the N12 westbound. It's after the ramp from Tom Jones. The right lane is closed and traffic is slow moving, add extra travel time. Then staying in, well, let's take a look in Cape Town, in Bellville. There's some congestion on the R300 northbound. It's before the N1 Stellenberg interchange. Expect delays. And that is your traffic for this morning. Let's take another look at your weather. And there's been several fires in the Western Cape that are still out of control. Bainskloof Pass is open, but it can be closed at short notice. The Cape Winelands District Municipality in the Western Cape says multiple fires in the area continue to rage out of control. The fire at Kleiterkieskraal near Woolsley has now been burning for at least 7 days. Over 6,000 hectares of vegetation and some 40 structures have been gutted. In Ferry Glen at Worcester, 7 structures on private property have been destroyed. The municipal spokesperson, Joanne Otto, said the fire jumped the road to the Slanghoek side of the Bainskloof Pass. She added teams were doing their best to prevent the fire, which is raging along the mountainous areas and moving towards structures and vineyards. Bainskloof Pass is currently open. However, motorists should note that it can be closed at short notice, and the use of this road is at their own discretion. Well, that is your weather news update. Let's take a look at your sunrise view. Henny Groenewald from Westlake is sharing a gorgeous sunrise view. Just look at that gorgeous view. Oh, thank you, Henny. We love a good view. Well, if you would love to share yours, do so on our WhatsApp line. That number is 063 408 8863. Well, these are your temperatures for your Tuesday.
We have it, your temperatures going into your Tuesday. Now you know exactly what you need to prep and what you need to wear. Now, first and foremost, play Powerball and Powerball Plus for a whopping 17 million rand in total estimated jackpots, and that's today. And you could just become Mzansi's next big jackpot winner. Now, the Powerball jackpot is estimated at 5 million rand, and the Powerball Plus jackpot is estimated at 12 million rand. So a lot of money, is life-changing, and there are many ways that you can buy your tickets, including in-store or on the nationallottery.co.za website, the mobile app, or cell phone banking. Or if you want to go old school, you can do that as well. Star 120 star 7529 a hash, and you get those USSDs. Now, also, we have done you a favor and added all of those details on our Expresso social media pages, so go and check them out and make sure to get your tickets. Make your move and ponder, push up, play Powerball and Powerball Plus for the millions. Life-changing indeed. We're going to take a quick break. It is your Tuesday morning here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Lovely to be hanging out with you. When we come back, we're going to inspire you on how to strategize an outstanding life for yourself with the incredible motivational speaker and author Lucia Dramach. She's here and she's going to give us some expert advice going into the rest of this year. And of course, we met her earlier on, Jamie Lee Sexton. She's here up in Joburg and she's going to perform for us. So stick around for that and a whole lot more on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Baking is going places you have to see to believe. So tune into Expresso for the Golden Baker Search finale between the top 5 this 5th to 7th February.
I forgot to add the oil.
With a 50,000 Rand grand prize and dream contestants prizes from Kenwood, catch the Golden Baker Search finale on Expresso, 5 to 7 February only on S3.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and here to inject even more feel good on S3 is Lucia Dramat. She is a motivational speaker, an author and coach. And yes, we kicked off the year with her, but it's time we brought her back in because she has over a decade of focusing on media and motivating others amongst all the wonderful things that she does. And it's great to have her back to have a bit of a check-in because the first month of 2024 is slowly coming, in fact, very fast coming to an end. So Lucia, it's great to have you back. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Some feel good. That's what we need this morning. Listen, let's be honest, we are very happy that we are standing towards the end of the 3 months of January, which was amazing. But to be honest, I think this year really went from 0 to 100 very, very quickly. It's well underway right now. And like Zoe said, you did join us earlier on in the year just to chat about some key aspects of maintaining a good, positive life going into this year. What is the key to maintaining that mindset now that we are in it and that we are working and that everything is kicked off the way it should?
I often tell people, if you have a 2-year-old, you don't leave them to run around in your house, you know? They'll take cake, they'll throw it into the TV, they'll wipe their hands on the couch, they'll try and pull the TV down, they want to smack the remotes into the tables. They just run around and go crazy. You give them boundaries, you say, no, we don't pull the TV down. No, we don't smack the remote into the table. And so you give your mind boundaries as well. A lot of people allow their minds to run wild like a toddler, you know, just creating havoc. And so you have to tell your mind, no, 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 no. Mind, we don't think this.
Yeah.
We don't think this. These are the thoughts that we entertain. These are the thoughts that we need to deal with. And if I can't deal with this on my own, let me get help. And that is the way you really bring your mind into discipline. And it's very important that you do that, because if your mind just runs away with you all the time, what if, you know, and then you are in Alice Wonderland world and you don't know how to get out. So you have to discipline your mind. And as you do that, you're going to see the results and you're going to see that you are staying on track.
Yeah, it's important because I do sometimes feel that there's constantly this war going on in your head and your thoughts, but it's like a muscle that you need to train. You have to focus on it.
And it's not a once-off. It's something you constantly need to work on. Now, something we love that you did the last time you were here, you brought that beautiful little box with different affirmations on it.
Yes.
And you're a big believer in affirmations. Talk to me about the power behind an affirmation, kickstarting your day that way, but also at the end of the day being able to build confidence. Because I think a lot of us, we want to up our confidence and, you know, face the year strong.
I've seen so many times people look in the mirror on movies and online, and then they just say stuff. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. And you can't really say stuff that you don't believe, because that completely defeats the purpose. The idea is you find something within yourself that you want to expand on. So if you believe, I have the ability to make a difference in this world. I really do believe that. And so now you want to expand on that idea, right? And so you take that and you see a picture of yourself. You close your eyes, see a picture of yourself making a difference, making an impact. And then you feel the feelings, because when you think certain things, it cultivates a feeling. And that feeling allows you to take that action. So what you want to do is see it in your mind, use your imagination. You want to feel the feelings of it, and then you want to say it. And when you do that, that's a powerful affirmation.
I think people miss that, just because if I say it, it's going to come true. But it really connects with the inner vibration, a feeling, and that's when it becomes effective.
Just parroting something, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich.
And you go like, I don't really believe this.
Yes. So for that moment that you say it, you have to fully believe it. And the wonderful thing is your mind doesn't know the difference between reality and what you're thinking. So the more you train yourself to see things, I see myself as strong. I see myself as influential. I see myself as a person who makes a positive impact in this world. Your mind starts to believe that more and more. And when you have to make decisions, your mind leans in the direction that it sees itself.
Because it's connected to an inner feeling. And that is what I want to come to next. Mind, body, soul. You can't just have one of those three. Everything needs to work together holistically. You need to find that balance.
Yes.
So how do we do that? Because, I mean, this year's long, there's so many outside influences that can throw us off track and things can happen. But how do we keep that balance to make sure that we stay focused on that what we are thinking and feeling?
there are about 5 to 8 areas in your life, right? So, for example, physical, financial, social, mental, your spiritual life. And we can even look at your physical environment and we can expand on it more, but I'll just stick to those for now. And with those, you would have some areas where you're doing well. And then you have some areas that are suffering. So essentially what you want to do is you want to elevate the areas. And your life is almost like a wheel. And all those areas are like a wheel. So if one area is low, it's a flat side to your wheel. And your wheel turns and flops, turns and flops. So you want to get your wheel round. And you start to focus on the areas that you are struggling in. And one of the things that I would do is I would get around people that are thriving in that area so that I can just pick up the natural nuances and the things that they just do and the mindset that they have. I want to start adopting that. And it's easier when you're around people and you see it in practice. So get around the right people and start to elevate the areas of your life. If you know it's my health, work on your health. If you know it's your mind, it hasn't matured, your emotions, your will hasn't really matured past teenage level or past your 25-year-old self, then get around people that you admire, their maturity and their discipline, and you'll learn from them. And as you do, you'll see, oh, I'm growing, I'm maturing, and I am living a balanced, healthy life.
Sure.
Oh, listen, you are making us all feel so inspired. 1 month down, 11 to go. And, you know, you heard it from Lucia herself. She said if you want to be around people that inspire you, you need to spend time with them. And we will tell you how you can spend some time with her on a full day workshop. So stay tuned because we will be back with more from Lucia Dermott.
Thank you, beautiful Ewan and beautiful Zoe, my 2 Ps and some blazers. Where is my blazer, guys? I heard that mine is also about to be delivered. I hope that is true. However, Expresso family, you know, it's always so good to be with you. And one thing about us, when we make our promises, we keep them, darling, all right? And this is why you're about to be entertained by an absolute superstar. Everybody, please make some noise for Jamie Lee Sexton with Run, Run, Run!
Good morning, Expresso. Good morning, everybody. Are we ready to sing along? This is Run, Run, Run. I gotta run, run, run from the valley. I gotta run, run, run to the sea. I gotta run, run, run with the weather. I gotta run 'cause I gotta get free. I gotta get free. I gotta get run, 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 run.
my goodness, didn't we tell you that she is an absolute talent? And the beautiful thing is that she is not going anywhere. No, honey, we're still going to be going and doing the things that need to be done, but you're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And this is why I need you to stick around, because coming up, we're still going to be chatting to Lucia Drammett, who is going to be telling us how we can strategize our ever outstanding lives. And then I actually have my mouth watering just thinking about this. Fluffy flapjacks with yogurt and fruit. My friend, we're giving you the recipe so you can go on and make it in your kitchen as well. But that is also coming up right here on S3 on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Don't go anywhere.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Well, welcome back. You're just in time. It's Expresso on S3, and we are now with Lucia Drammett, a motivational speaker, author, and coach, and she's got something very exciting. Now, when it comes to hosting the different workshops, I know you go to various businesses and companies and organizations, but why is the personal development such an important thing, not only for you, but why do you think it's important for companies and organizations to focus on that?
Often if we do training on a specific product or the business, then you're learning about the business. But essentially, the person is the vessel, and you want to make sure the vessel is strong, the vessel is disciplined, the vessel is focused. Because if the vessel is focused, then they're doing a better job, they're more productive, they are able to deal with what is happening at home, because there's stuff happening at home. They are emotionally more resilient, and they are more confident in what they do, whether it is taking initiative, showing up for themselves, showing up for the organization. And we want people to be healthy and doing well. And in this fast-paced life, we're working with people. They are our number one thing in business. Your workforce is it. So you want them to be doing well, because if they're not, your business isn't thriving.
And do you find it quite astonishing that there are still so many companies that are aware of, you know, this is actually better for the company at the end of the day, but then they still don't invest in the people that work there?
You know, if you have machines and all these different things, you make sure they're maintained. Now, if you have people, you also have to make sure they are tuned up and they are maintaining and they are doing well. So I can't believe if people aren't investing in their staff, investing in their team and the people who really carry the business.
Now, I know that you are doing something on the 17th of February. Last year, December, I've marked it off in my calendar. It is Saturday. It is happening in Stellenbosch, and I believe there are still tickets available. Firstly, let's unpack this incredible workshop that you are hosting.
I'm so excited about it. It's called Strategize Your Outstanding Life. The whole idea is that people want to build confidence. People want to show up for themselves, and confidence isn't about being arrogant. It isn't about being loud. It isn't about being just part of the group fitting in. Confidence is about showing up for yourself. And so if you have a belief that confidence is arrogant or it's boastful, now in the back of your mind, you've told yourself, I can't be confident, although you want to be confident. So I want to be confident, but that belief keeps clashing. And so you can't show up confidently. And so in this workshop, those are the kind of things that we tackle, that we remove so that we can activate your confidence and you can step out in life and show up for yourself, whether it is applying for the job, starting the project, writing the book, or lots of people want to motivate and encourage other people, and maybe this is the exact place where you activate that.
I love that. I absolutely love it because I'm looking forward to it. It's a full day event from 9 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Are you going to be giving us the tools that we need, or is it one of those workshops where, you know, it's also quite practical and you get examples, because I love the way you speak, the way you teach, and now we get to have a full day of you. Lucia, for who would you say is this workshop tailored for?
There are people that want to activate that confidence and activate that life that they've been dreaming of. And you know, you can change your life. You absolutely can change your life. And you can be more confident and you can do the things that you want to do. So for those people who say, oh, I want coaching, I just need something. I know that I can step into this life, but I just need something. This is it for you. This is that something, because it's a full day that's immersive. You know, it's not 1 hour of coaching and then you think about it for 2 weeks and then you 1 hour of coaching. No, we are going to have about 6 hours where it's interactive. It's an intimate group, so it's not thousands of people. It's a small group. I get to talk to you. I get to ask you questions as I move around the room and answer your personal questions. And so there's going to be great access. I'm going to be sharing tools and my secrets and my tips to how I've come to where I am in my confidence, because I wasn't always this confident girl, because I thought confidence was something else, and I also thought confidence, maybe it's not such a good thing, maybe it's boastful. So I had to break that, and I'm going to help people break that for themselves as well. So when you walk out of this workshop, you are going to feel confident. You are going to know how to combat those negative thoughts that keep you small, and you are going to separate yourself from your programming. The way you've been programmed to think and believe about life, you're going to separate the two. So now you know this is me and those negative thoughts are not me. And now I can combat them.
Oh, and listen, you want to do this because it is the start of the year. I know a lot of people say January is just the trial month. The year starts for them in Feb. This is taking place on the 17th of Feb. It is called Strategize Your Outstanding Life. It is being hosted by Lucia Dramat. Tickets are available. You can get them. They are available. In fact, we can get them via, where are the tickets available? On your website?
Yes, luciadramat.com. And today's the last day.
Today's the last day.
This is it. This is the last few hours.
Your tickets, you do not want to miss out. It has been payday. Get those tickets. It is a full-on day with Lucia and some incredible ladies, and it's going to be life-changing. So you want to step out and really show up for yourself.
Show up for yourself. Kry jou kaartjies is die laaste dag vandag. But of course, there we have it. Some life inspiration taking you further into 2024. And right now, some food inspiration in the form of breakfast. And it is time to ditch the boring breakfast and try something brand new. And we're going to be making beautiful, fluffy flapjacks served with a generous dollop of Clover's double cream yogurt, fresh fruit, and some candied nuts. And this is really an exciting way to start your day that will serve you all the nutrition and yumminess you deserve. So I want to ask Zoe to come and join me. Zoe!
I'm coming.
Come. Let's see what's happening here, because I don't want to start anything without you, because I'm scared you're going to miss something.
I don't want to miss out. And you
No,
know
you
what?
shouldn't.
I'm a lover of flapjacks. That for me is like the biggest treat. But I'm a bit more naughty. I don't
But
always
this is
add
not
the fruit.
No, this is oaty flapjack.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. So what we've done first and foremost here, we've melted down some sugar. You can see it's lovely gekarameliseer.
It's caramelized.
Yes.
It's dark. It's
And we have,
smooth.
and then what we're going to do, we have some almonds, right? We're going to pop that in there, just like that, and some walnuts. This is our candied nuts section. Okay.
We're adding candied
Yes.
nuts.
So I just want to I just want to make sure that you don't hurt yourself here.
Okay.
So we're just going to cover it a little bit like so. Look at that. I mean, it looks beautiful. And then a great way is just if you can do this, pour it out for us.
Everything.
Yes, just pour
So
it out.
do you want the nuts to be completely covered?
No, it doesn't really have to because, I mean, it will absorb. It'll fall into it as well.
Look at that.
There we go. Let's get that out nicely.
Oh, caramelization.
Yes.
Get it over these beautiful.
There we go. Cool. Just like that. And we're going to just kind of push it down just a little bit. There we go. Kom maar nou nie vassit nie.
Doe maar.
No, say just like that. And then a little bit of salt.
Salted caramel.
Yes. Perfect, just like that.
We're going to let that cool down.
So that cools down. That's the candied nuts section. All right, so I did say that we are going to be using Clover's double cream yogurt. It is so delicious, but also really thick and filling, which will keep you feeling fuller for longer. Plus, it's a source of protein, and we know that protein is very, very important. And of course, Clover's double cream yogurt is available in a 1 kilogram tub. I'm going to take it out just now, and a super convenient mini 6-packs that you'll see here as well, which is super ideal for a snack or breakfast on the go. Right, so these flapjacks, great way to include a variety of fresh fruit, nuts like you've seen this morning. The batter freezes very well as well, so you can pour that batter into like an ice cube tray to prepare those individual portions. So let's go for the flapjacks.
Oh, we've got some oats.
I've got some oats right here. Lieflike oats. All right, I've got some flour. Now you can go gluten-free flour if you want as well. Here we have some baking powder. Righto, and a little bit of salt.
And now we add the wet ingredients. I love recipes where you don't make a lot of dishes.
For sure. Okay. And then a little bit of milk. Now, if it's a little bit too stiff, we can, of course, also add a little bit of water. I just want to mix this a little bit in there so it's going to blend nicely. Let's see what happens, Zoe.
Okay, we've got a hot pan. It is ready. Our caramelized nuts is busy cooling down. I say caramelized, I mean our candied nuts.
Yes, yes. Well, technically, I see what you mean.
Now, Strydom, I have to warn you, I have this theory that the first bit or the first one that you make, it needs to flop.
No, it doesn't need to flop, Zoe. That's
The first pancake and
old
flapjack
school.
always needs to flop.
Okay, so do you want to kind of just scoop us out a flapjack size batter in there?
Okay, we'll do that. And we're going to do 2 tiny ones.
Yeah,
I'm
go for it.
convinced the first
Whilst
one
you
always
do that,
flops.
I'm going to get our Clover double cream yogurt. Yep, here we go. All right, and this is what we're going to use as the topping. Lovely stuff.
There we go.
Oh, you managed 3.
I managed 3. Our
I think
pan's
that
very hot.
consistency is perfect.
There we go.
Yeah, just
We're
don't burn
gonna
yourself.
Turn it a little softer because
So
you
we
want
did
it on
make
a gentle heat.
one of them here already. Okay, so I'm just going to combine it now. So we have some fruit. We have some lovely mango.
You're dressing it up.
Yes, we're going to dress it up. Some mango and a little bit of strawberries as well. I'm going to try and make it look pretty. Just like so. And then can I have a lappie daar asseblief?
Hier's 'n ou lappietjie vir jou.
So of course, you know, just be careful with when you are working with the sugar. It is very hot. So make sure it cools down nicely. And once it cooled down, you kind of crush it up a little bit. So we have some ones that's been crushed up here already. And here we go with our
Yes.
lovely
For
double cream yogurt,
double cream
which
yogurt.
I absolutely love.
And a little bit of honey will always go a long way.
Yeah, here we go. So here we go. Just a little dollop of that on top. Perfect. A little bit more, why not?
Okay.
Perfect.
I'm going to quickly flip this beautiful pancake for you. Just have a look at this.
Sorry.
Okay, are you
Yum.
ready? We're going to get the camera. I was just teasing the camera. There we go.
Look at you.
A beautiful flapjack.
And look at that. Now we have our candied nuts going on top.
Oh, these are perfect.
And we have a beautiful, not boring breakfast in, well, I want to say seconds, but I mean, this was really quick.
This
I mean,
is
the
really
fact that we
quick.
did this on live TV means you can easily do it very quickly in the mornings. And look how beautiful that is. You get the oats, the fiber, the fruit in there, the protein from a Clover double cream yogurt, and of course the yummy nuts has been caramelized with a bit of salt as well. And then you all put it together in one spectacular breakfast.
There is a stack. You can have that one. I'll have these 3.
Well,
you.
you know what? Why don't you, just pop them down there
We'll
for
put
now.
them here to cool down.
But I mean, look at that. It looks amazing. It looks like it wants to give you all the nutrition that's on that plate. It wants to tell you, eat me right now,
Let's give it a
because
taste.
I'm not a boring person.
Let's give it a taste. We've got a knife and fork there in the front.
Okay, would you do the honors for us?
I will do the honors
Go for it.
of...
I'm simply going to take one of these spoons.
Okay. Need to get a little bit of fruit. We have to get the double cream yogurt.
Yes. Do you approve?
I do. Wait.
Okay, hang on. Come on.
I
Let's
did
not
not
try.
take a TV bite. Our flapjacks are tasty. And
That's
if
amazing.
you want something sweeter, you get it through your candied nuts, you get it through your fruit. Add a little bit of honey, maybe mush a bit of banana in there if you've got more of
Yeah.
a sweeter tooth than me.
Yeah.
But this is
A little bit of honey,
unbelievable.
but that nuts in there with the yogurt and the protein, the fruit, and everything just combines so well. So here we have it, my Expresso fam, to get your hands on this particular recipe. I mean, fluffy flapjacks is beautiful, served with yogurt and fruit. You can visit our website, expressoshow.com. It's as easy as that because, I mean, this is what we do, serving up breakfast inspiration because I think we all get stuck in a rut when it comes to breakfast and what to make, right?
And now you get to have a lot of fun with it. So how incredible is that?
Yes.
Oh.
All right.
Well, we are taking the
Give it a go.
quickest of breaks on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And we're going to actually find out from Zanele what else is coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Double cream plain yogurt from Clover. Just plain amazing.
Expresso family, it is always so good to be with you, especially when we get to do things that are out of the ordinary, yeah? I'm talking about the fact that in a little bit, we're going to be going on an adventure with Grant as he takes on the USA. I am feeling so jealous. But you know what? It's fine. We're going to be living vicariously through him, and this is why you need to stick around, okay? But then also on the way, we're going to be getting into something that I'm so excited about because I feel like when we come together each and every morning, we are talking about the fact that as a family, we 100% only get to do the very best. And this is why when we talk about sports, we know it invigorates something in us as South Africans. And the Australian Open has kept us glued to our screens oh so beautifully. But we need a little bit of a recap of that finals, don't we? So Luke Potter is in the house and he's going to be getting us into it. Make sure you do not go anywhere because there's still so much more on the way right here on Expresso. Okay, thank you.
Tozi says this is your thing. Uyinikiwe.
Thank you.
So
Yes, guys, I'm so slow.
It's
That song in its hands. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Welcome back to this fantastic Tuesday on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on S3. Wonderful to be in your company. And right now, for the techies out there, bringing you the physical and technological world together. It has become that much easier thanks to the Samsung Galaxy S24 series.
Oh, how exciting is that? And Grant got to experience the unpacking of this phenomenal device all the way in the United States of America. So get ready to take a closer look at this mind-blowing experience.
We're in San Jose in California in the United States for a very special occasion. We're here to get early access on the new Samsung Galaxy S24 range, and we're a day early, so we're the first people to get hands-on. I'm excited. We have a really exciting opportunity here. We're very privileged to get our hands on the devices before the event, so we're some of the first people in the world to see the Galaxy S24 range. I really like the colors. This yellow is my favorite. I really like the S24. This is the regular one, and it just feels so light in the hand, and it fits perfectly. And I don't know, this black it's really nice. I can't decide which is my favorite color. So this is my old S23 Ultra, my current one that I'm using, and this is the brand new S24 Ultra. And one of the biggest changes to the screen is it's flat. There is a subtle curve, but it's ostensibly flat, something that you haven't seen in the Ultras ever. And I quite like it. It feels much better on your hand, and with the S Pen, you don't have to go past a ridge all the time. It's like working on a flat piece of paper.
Galaxy AI will help you connect and create in new ways.
Galaxy AI has also got this ability to work inside the gallery on your device. So for instance, if you take a photograph that wasn't quite the way that you wanted to, and you want to move things around, say you want to remove somebody from the photograph or shift them around, reposition them in the picture, you can do that just by holding it down. You can even rotate and reorient your picture, and all that dead space, that generative AI will actually fill that in for you without you having to think about it.
It was just a glimpse, but I was all aboard as the lights went down ahead of the biggest show in town.
The moment has arrived. Samsung are about to announce their brand new S-series phones here in San Jose, California. In fact, the entire tech enthusiast world has descended on the city to see the future of mobile computing that Samsung is going to deliver. And I tell you now, it's going to be extremely exciting.
A new era of mobile is here with Galaxy AI, presenting the S24 Ultra, the first Samsung Galaxy AI phone.
And it's finally here in our hands. The S24 series was announced, and the features that they showed off on stage, I think they're going to change the way that we use mobile devices going forward. And that's not an overstatement. Samsung have dedicated themselves to making sure that their products are more sustainable. It started with a bunch of small steps by recycling recycled fishing nets into the phones, using that plastic in the components of the device. They've expanded that. 50% of the cobalt in the device is recycled, and that's from other discarded electronic devices. The ability for a big company like Samsung to contribute to the world, we need this technology, but we also need our cobalt reserves. And to make sure that 50% of that cobalt is recycled is such a huge win.
From a state built on innovation, Khomotso Mosane had great news for South Africa.
So why are we here?
We are in San Francisco, having just come out of San Jose in Silicon Valley to celebrate the new era of Samsung Galaxy AI with the launch of the Samsung Galaxy S24.
After the launch, we've heard some incredible buzzwords like Galaxy AI. Why is that such a bold statement for Samsung?
It's a bold statement because it's true. This is the first AI phone to launch in South Africa with on-device AI and cloud-based AI.
Samsung is breaking boundaries, technologically speaking, with a whole bunch of features like Circle to Search. Could you explain a little bit more?
The feature that I'm most excited about actually is Circle to Search. This is going to be a new way to search. It's actually quite breakthrough. Basically, how it works is if you're looking at a picture, I circle them, it brings up results around shopping where I can find them. So this is actually going to be a new way to search. This is the future of smartphones because basically AI is here to help you make your life easier. Basically, we're saying it's a new way to create, a new way to connect from a language perspective, and it's also just a new way to play. So AI is here to make your life a lot more easier.
How does AI on the S24 series enhance one's life?
We buy new phones to make our lives easier. Think about it from a camera perspective, from a content creation perspective, from writing notes. This is it, right? And for the Galaxy S24, this is no different. We've just added an AI feature to make it even better.
What other design improvements have Samsung made to the S24 series?
Titanium. Just from a durability perspective, it looks sleeker, it's cleaner, it's a little bit thinner, and those are the improvements that I think are noteworthy.
Helping you to create the future today, the new Samsung Galaxy S24 range invites you to shape the world your way.
Mr. Grant Hines, you are living the high life, my friend, but the S24, we are ready for you, especially with that AI included as well. But right now, turning our attention from tech to the sporting world and tennis world at that, in a thrilling weekend of tennis action, Aryna Sabalenka and Jannik Sinner showcased their absolute prowess at the Australian Open. And of course, Sabalenka's authoritative performance secured her second Grand Slam title, while Sinner staged a remarkable comeback to claim his maiden Grand Slam championship, dethroning the dominance of the tennis big three. I know you know exactly who I'm talking about. But of course, here to chat to us about the Australian Open is the Tournament of A1 paddle and friend of the show, Mr. Luke Potter is in the house. How are you doing, bud?
Very well, thank you.
Nice. You seem very calm for all the excitement that we saw on the courts.
Jeez, what
are you
a
still
weekend.
taking it in?
Taking it in. Phenomenal weekend.
Dude,
lots of good tennis, huh?
It's unbelievable to see these youngsters just dominating the court, making their mark, and the world is all of a sudden shifting focus and looking at these oaks because, I mean, these big names, you know, they've been on our minds for the longest of time, and now these youngsters coming through. And Aryna Sabalenka, I mean, this marks the first successful women's title defense at the Australian Open in over a decade, if I'm correct. And I mean, I got to ask you, I mean, she's had this consistent performance throughout. She has just been one match after the other. I mean, what do you think in terms of her status amongst Grand Slam contenders at this stage?
She started off very slow in her career. She had a few, you know, she was temperamental. She's got a very big game, so she hits the ball incredibly hard. But sort of over the last 6 months, even to a year, she's really turned the corner for me. And again, she lost in the finals to Coco in the US Open.
Yeah.
Narrow loss. Again, of course, the whole of the United States was against her, let's be honest. Came into the Australian Open, she really, her father passed away. I don't know if you know the story, but she made a commitment to her dad that she wanted to win a Grand Slam before the age of 25, which she did. Which was amazing. And now she's defended it. And she not only defended it, I mean, she blew her competition away.
Absolutely.
She never lost a set the entire tournament, which in itself is something. So, I mean, she's there.
Yeah, look, I think what you've just described, I mean, if you take a look at her history and her journey, the fact that she struggled at the beginning and whatever, but I think she really had the opportunity to find herself, to find who she is and showcase that on the court, and I think that is phenomenal. And I mean, here we're talking about she's reached at least the semi-finals in the past 6 majors. She's really a force to be reckoned with. And I mean, if we're talking about her standing in the WTA rankings and the overall tennis or narrative with regards to women tennis, how do you think she has influenced it?
She's up there. I mean, all these people coming through now. Listen, there has to be a changing of the guard. We can't have, people going on for the next 50 years. It's just humanly impossible. So, there's some exciting 16-year-olds coming through. I think all of these, Ons Hubert, all these people that we're consistently talking about, they're there, but they're all under 30, which is amazing. Sabalenka just on 25 now. She's got oodles of time to play this game. And then, of course, again, Andreas, we spoke about, she's 16. So, again, tennis is in good space at the moment, though. We've got such a lot of new talents coming through. And it's exciting to see where it's going to go.
Yeah, look, I am just looking at the amounts of money these youngsters are winning. It's big amounts, but rightly so, they deserve it because they put in the time, they put in the effort. Focusing on Yannick Sinner, I mean, this man, what an incredible match. I mean, here we see him winning his first Australian Open in a decade, other than the big three we named, Djokovic, Nadal, Federer. He came through, smashed it, you know, and I think this guy he's just shifting tennis at the moment.
Again, we spoke about it last week. We said, look at this guy.
Yeah.
He's playing incredibly well. He's like a little bit of a silent assassin. And I think if you just watch the way that he played against Djokovic in that semi-final, he really outplayed him. I mean, it went to 4 sets. But
let's be honest, this is Djokovic we're talking about.
100%.
Yeah.
So to take him 6-1, 6-2, in 2 sets, even that alone is incredible.
Yeah, it's almost you watch the match, it's like, Djokovic had no chance. The way he played.
In a way, 100%. Yeah. Then you get to a final. The funniest thing is, coming into the final, you would think a kid, 22 years old, first final, he would come in not as the favorite. He was the favorite going into that final. He had crowd support. Medvedev, phenomenal player.
Very good.
Generally, if you look at what Medvedev's strength was, he's what we call a counterpuncher. So he would absorb your shots and then redistribute and win points that way. Medvedev didn't do that. He came out firing. I mean, he blew him away in the first set. If you look at that first set, 6-3, killed him. Second set, he was playing exceptionally well to about 5-1. At 5-1 in that second set, there was a longish game which he actually lost to go 5-2. Still took the set 6-3, and then the story changed. Sinner's legs obviously started moving a little bit better. The one shot that he's really good at is the down-the-line backhand. Wasn't working in the first 2 sets. He started applying the pressure with that, and the game changed on its head. Third set, fourth set. Amazing.
And look, I think we need a couple of hours to unpack everything. And look, I know it's also a big weekend. Tens are here, but we can't talk about that now. I think we need to find an opportunity to talk about it. But if we talk about Sinner, we talk about Sabalenka, we are talking about the big names that we are going to be focusing on going forward in the near future with tennis. Definitely. They are changing the game.
Definitely.
Luke, thank you very much for being with us, unpacking it a little bit. Man, tennis action, keep your eyes peeled on these 2 youngsters because they are definitely, I think, a force to be reckoned with, and we can see a lot more of them going forward.
Oh, well, listen, we have a lot still on its way on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We're going to connect with Conrad Stoltz to talk about the Xterra Triathlon that's being taking place. And then, of course, Zanele is connecting with her team, and they are going to be giving us relationship advice and chat all things goals. So go refill your coffee cups, get your brekkie. We'll see you in a bit.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You're tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso here on S3. It's been a action-packed morning, that's for sure. But right now, some more action. You can get ready for an adrenaline-packed journey as we dive into the world of Xterra, a premier off-road triathlon series challenging athletes across continents. It's a massive, massive event. From elite racers to determined amateurs, Xterra World Tour takes competitors through rugged terrain, culminating in the ultimate showdown at the Xterra World Championship. Now, Xterra returns to South Africa on the 17th of February. It's just around the corner at the Elgin Grabo Sports Club. And here to chat to us about this absolutely amazing event is four-time Xterra champion, Mr. Conrad Stolz. How are you, meneer?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, it's wonderful to have you on the show.
Big pleasure.
I can't believe it's here. It's just around the corner. I mean, this is massive. And I want you to paint us a little picture first and foremost. I mean, you're an experienced Xterra athlete. And we are talking here, I mean, this is an event really for those people who loves gorgeous scenery, who loves to push the limits. But how this is something completely different to your normal road race. How do you prepare for something like this? I mean, what's involved? I've heard the phrase time on your legs, but that's, you know, for running. And yes, that's important, but I'm sure there's so many other factors.
Yeah, that's the magic about Xterra, and it's what really drew me to Xterra. I came from Olympic triathlon. I went to Olympic Games for triathlon, and that is on the road. And then when I bumped into Xterra, where you swim 1.5 kilometers either in a lake or in a river or in the ocean with crashing waves, or racing around the world. You race world championships. When I was competing was in Hawaii, where you have to climb the volcano. Or you could be racing in Rotorua, New Zealand, through slippery forests with ferns and mud and stuff. So it's very diverse, and every course is different.
Yeah.
And that's what really appealed to me, and that's part of the reason why I've had a professional career of 24 years.
Look.
And I could keep going for this. It's just the fact that Xterra and nature is together, and that's what makes it special.
And that's what I love. It's not your average trail running event, that is for sure. And listen, I must be honest, I'm reading some of the stats here, and I thought I was a well-traveled man, but here we're talking 43 qualifying races, we're talking 22 countries, which is absolutely incredible. You've mentioned a couple of things, Hawaii, the volcano. Wow, I think very few people get to see those sites of the world. Is there any one of those races that particularly stands out for you?
I have to say I have a really soft spot for Hawaii. It was my first World Championships. The first year I went there, it was just such a magical experience because of the islands. I mean, it's tropical, it's beautiful, it's got this nature, it's the ocean. And it was my first time for this big event, on this big thing. And my first year I won Xterra World Championships by 10 minutes. So that set my career really, not only did it set up my career as a professional athlete after years of not making money, finally I won a big check and I got some sponsorship, but also the magic of the island and the magic of the Xterra family, where, as you said, no matter where you are in the world, we've got 51 events globally. The Xterra family and the spirit the athletes have about friendship and camaraderie and traveling and loving nature and being competitive and being friends goes everywhere, whether you're in Grabo or whether you're in Chile or whether you're in Europe. Everywhere the spirit comes through, and
it's
that's
that
what
sense
makes
of
it
community.
special.
And I think this is what makes Xterra so popular because, I mean, listen, so many people enter for this. And I want to speak specifically about the SA leg. It's 2 weeks away. What can we expect? Because, I mean, I think it's also in one of the most beautiful parts of our country. It's beautiful. The mountains out there in Grabo Elgin is just phenomenal. Like I said, 2 weeks away. There's still a couple of entries left if you want to enter, if you're fit enough. What can we expect? What's going to go down?
Grabo is really special. On the global tour, if we put a Grabo picture, photograph or a video clip on the screen, everybody immediately recognizes it because the terrain is so interesting. We've got this beautiful sandstone rock with these massive rock features and the fynbos in pink and white. It's just really, really special terrain, but also the course. I'm a professional trail builder. Since I've retired from racing, I do trail building. And I built a lot of the trails myself. So my experience as a professional athlete, the caveman, I put now my effort into building the trails. And I want to create something that's not only challenging. Sure, I come as a world champion, but I want to build something where everyone who's comfortable on a mountain bike, who's an experienced mountain biker, will be able to enjoy the trail. So we want participation. We want people to be able to achieve it. So it's not a thing where you're going to break yourself and and maybe get intimidated. It's something where we work with nature to enjoy the sport and enjoy the event and get as many people involved as possible.
Fantastic.
So the course is really special, and I think it's a memories that last forever. And we have people traveling from Europe, flying down. It's winter up there. It's snowy. It's cold. They come down to South Africa. They stay extra, they go see the Big Five, they come drink wine, they ride the trails, and they do the Xterra event.
Yeah, and they have a lot of fun doing it. Conrad, thank you very much for joining us, my friend. Really appreciate it. And what I love about it, there's something for everyone. There's something for the kiddos involved as well, which is nice. So if you want to enter, there's a couple of places left, xterraplanet.com. Go check it out. Go read all about the event if you're not familiar with it, but maybe this is something that you are definitely going to remember for the rest of your life. And if you're good enough, maybe go to the World Champs. Who knows? Yeah, so get it out. Conrad, thank you for the advice and bringing your experience to your Feel Good Breakfast show this morning. Love it. Xterra magic.
It's 3 minutes after 8. Let's take a final look at your national headlines. Rand Water has confirmed the death of one of its executives and his bodyguard who was shot in Zachariah Park, Johannesburg yesterday morning. Rand Water spokesperson Makanosi Maru says the officials were conducting a back-to-school campaign in which school clothes were distributed to learners when they came under fire. 3 more people were wounded when attackers burst into the community hall and opened fire on those present. The chief whip of Johannesburg Metro, Councillor Sitembiso Zungu, is one of those wounded. The Agriculture Department has announced that Saudi Arabia is set to resume importing South African beef products after the Saudi Food and Drug Administration lifted a 20-year ban on the country's meat imports last year. The ban was initially imposed following an outbreak of foot-and-mouth disease in SA. Saudi Arabia will begin receiving shipments of halal products from SA in the coming weeks. This follows a recent visit by a business delegation to SA and the facilitation of discussions on the resumption of meat exports to Saudi Arabia. Now, moving to news beyond our own borders, Zimbabwe yesterday launched a cholera vaccination campaign to immunize over 2 million people against cholera amid an outbreak that has claimed many lives since early last year. As of 24 January, cholera had killed 452 people and infected a total of 20,446 in the southern African country since the outbreak started in February 2023. About half of the cases involved children. Zimbabwe will receive a total of 2.3 million vaccine doses from UNICEF and the World Health Organization to be deployed to 29 of the hardest hit districts. And more countries have halted funding to the largest UN agency operating in Gaza as the crisis deepens over the alleged role of certain staff members in the 7th of October Hamas attacks on Israel. Japan and Austria are the latest to suspend payments to the UN agency for Palestinian refugees known as UNRWA. The US, UK, Germany and Italy have already done so. Meanwhile, UNRWA has sacked several of its staff members over allegations that they were involved when Hamas members infiltrated Israel, killing some 1,300 people and taking about 250 hostage. And finally, imagine a concert pianist serenading rescue elephants with classical melodies free of charge, while Paul Barton, a Brit living in Thailand, captivates audiences worldwide with his YouTube channel. He performs at Elephants World, enchanting over 700,000 subscribers. In his most watched video, an 8-year-old blind elephant named Ampan sways to Debussy's Clair de Lune. This sanctuary in Thailand shelters over 30 previously mistreated elephants, offering them solace and care. Paul, inspired by his wife, brings music to these beautiful, gentle giants playing in their habitat. Witnessing the elephants' response, one realizes that the universal language of music transcends barriers, bringing joy to those in need. Well, that is where I leave your morning headlines. Let's take a final look at your sport.
Thank you so much, Zoe. If that doesn't bring a tear to your eye, I don't know what. Well, what a magical story. Right now, let's take a last look at your sporting headlines going into your Tuesday morning. In a thrilling encounter at the Charles Conan Banny Stadium, Ivory Coast emerged victorious over Senegal in the Africa Cup of Nations round of 16. And after a 1-1 draw in regulation time, in which Sadio Mane's early goal was equalised by a Frank Kessie penalty, the Elephants secured a 5-4 win in a penalty shootout. Now, Ivory Coast advances to the quarterfinals and awaits the winner between between Mali and Burkina Faso, and that's on the 3rd of February. And staying with AFCON footballing action, Cape Verde secured a spot in the Africa Cup of Nations quarterfinals by defeating Mauritania 1-0 in a tense encounter at the Felix Houphouët-Boigny Stadium. Now, the Blue Sharks' triumph was sealed by Ryan Mendes' late penalty, matching their best ever AFCON performance. And Cape Verde now awaits the winner between Morocco and South Africa in, of course, the quarterfinal clash. Make sure you do not miss it. It's definitely going to be one for the books. It is scheduled for Friday, the February the 3rd at the Charles Conan Banny Stadium in Yamoussoukro. Then over to some cricket news headlines this morning. In a rain-affected Betway SA20 encounter, Faf du Plessis showcased his brilliance, guiding the Joburg Super Kings to a resounding 10-wicket triumph against My Cape Town at Newlands. And pursuing a revised target of 98 in 8 overs, du Plessis' unbeaten 50 off 20 balls, complemented by Louis de Plooy's rapid 41 not out, secured the win in just 5.4 overs. Now, this victory elevated the Super Kings to 4th place in the standings. And we'll end off with some rugby news. Scotland call up Javen Sebastian and Ross Thompson for Six Nations opener. That's it. Scotland has now bolstered its squad ahead of the Six Nations opener, and that's against Wales on Saturday with the inclusion of prop Javen Sebastian and fly half Ross Thompson. And unfortunately, front row stalwart Viep Nel is ruled out, and that's due to neck injury. Training in Spain, the squad also features uncapped players Ewan Ferry and Jamie Dobie, offering depth in key positions. And as Scotland sets its sights on the clash with Wales, these additions aim to strengthen their campaign in the Six Nations. As we leave your sport headlines on your Tuesday morning, let's take a last look at what's happening out on the roads. Here's Zoe.
Let's start off with traffic in Germiston, Johannesburg. There's been a multi-vehicle accident on the N1 southbound. It's before Linwood Road. The left lane is affected. Drive carefully. And in Benoni, Johannesburg, there's been a multi-vehicle accident on the N12 westbound. It's after the ramp from Snake Road. One lane is closed and traffic is slow moving. In Somerset West, Cape Town, there's congestion on the N2 outbound. It's before Victoria Interchange. Expect delays and add some additional travel time to your journey. That's your traffic. Let's take a final look at your weather. And the SA Weather Service has issued a yellow level 2 warning for damaging winds, expected to result in the spread of runaway fires over the central and northern parts of the Western Cape, as well as the southwestern parts of the Northern Cape. Extremely high fire danger conditions are also expected over the western parts of the Eastern Cape, the northern and central parts of the Western Cape, as well as the central and southern interior of the Northern Cape. Moreover, damaging coastal winds are expected between Dustin Island and Still Bay, resulting in difficulty in navigation at sea. The SA Weather Service has lastly warned that a heat wave is expected daily up to at least Saturday, with persistent high temperatures in places over the central interior and in the western region of the Eastern Cape. Well, here's your final sunrise view for your Tuesday morning. Ian Stewart from Mossel Bay is finishing off our sunrise views. Look at that gorgeous view at the ocean. If you would love to share yours with us, do so on our WhatsApp line. That number is 063 408 8863. Here's a final look at your temperatures for your Tuesday.
Thank you, beautiful Zoe. And listen, South Africa, whether it is hot on your side of life or cold, we 100% are going to be still making sure that you feel all kinds of good, okay? Now, I know I'm feeling super good this morning because I am getting to have my radio family with my television family, which is you. And I'm talking about the fact that from 5 Lunch, the lunchtime show on 5 FM, we're joined by Youngam Joli and Shabzi Medallion. They're going to be in the building breaking things down with us in terms of relationships, because it is a Relationship Tuesday after all, right? More of that in a bit, but I need to take a very short second just to wish the ever incredible boss lady that we all love, who leads us so fearlessly. I'm talking about Lena Peterson. It is her birthday today. Everybody, let's make some noise for Lena, please. Woo! Lena, happy birthday from your Johannesburg family. And I know that the Cape Town family has a couple of things to say as well. You and Zoe, how much do we love this beautiful lady?
Oh, we love her so much. I mean, Lena is our show producer and director, and she stitches the show together on a daily basis. But I'm glad she's taking the day off to enjoy her birthday.
Yeah, absolutely. Lena, I know that you are watching. I don't know how you do your job, but you do it phenomenally. All right, there she is. This is what Lena looks like. We saw her there in the flower fields as well. Listen, Lena, thank you very much for your input, for your always being there, and for your calmness.
Definitely.
She's always so calm, and we wish you the happiest of birthdays, and it's absolutely such an incredible blessing to be able to work with you.
Definitely. Oh, we are so excited, and enjoy the birthday. Another year around the sun. Lots of birthdays in January.
Yeah, it was yours, now it's Lena, now it's mine. No, just kidding, mine's only in March. But we'll definitely let you know about it because I want my gifts.
Oh, definitely.
Just kidding.
Oh, well, we're taking a quick break. We will see you in just a bit.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Of course, it is a feel-good morning because you're on your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, right here on S3. And this morning in the Johannesburg studios, we are joined by my radio family, all in the name of getting into some Relationship Tuesday advice. Now, last week, we were talking all about how you can reconnect with your partner, all in the name of, getting past those I'll say festive times. But right about now, of course, we're getting into 2024 and we're setting goals here and there. But then we are changing what it means when we say relationship goals, my friend. We are now talking about the fact that no, we're not just looking onto what we want to see, but rather what we want to see as a couple. So we've got in the house none other than the two individuals I get to work with on 5 Lunch at 5 FM. I am talking about the queen of comedy, Young Mjoli, and the best lyricist in South Africa, Shabzi Medallion. Come on. Hi, guys. I haven't seen you in so long.
Oh, yeah. Like yesterday.
Yeah. So long.
It's a
too
long time ago.
Guys, I know we came into 2024 together, but I want to ask you as individuals, how has it been so far? Shabzi, you can kick us off. How's it going?
I think it's going well for me. A lot of the stuff that I want to do for this year is already happening behind the scenes.
Yes.
Yes, some content creation work and a lot of consultation business stuff that I'm getting ready to launch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Sorry about it. Thank you. And Yanga, what about you? How's 2024 treating you?
Lovely. Thank
Yes.
you very much. Yeah, I'm a student again.
Love it for you. You know, after graduating, of course,
yes.
in psychology.
Post-grad, if you will.
Oh, sorry. I love this for you. So we're going 2 times now.
We are indeed.
Thank
and also
you.
we're taking comedy a bit more serious.
That's good. So with us only being, what, like 29 days, 30 days now into January, what's your highlight so far?
My highlight so far is right now, being with you guys.
Hi, mo Expresso family. Hi, mo. Yes. And Yanga, what about you?
I have to say the same thing.
Why do you like biting?
No, I'm also having fun.
Also having a good
Amazing.
time. I'm glad. Thank you. But guys, I also know that, of course, 2024 comes with a lot for many different people. You know, some of us, we are single. You know what I'm saying? However, there are some people who are in relationships where it's important for them to set goals as a couple. So let's speak about that, because I think that when it comes to setting goals as an individual, it's a little bit easier because you're almost just speaking about yourself. But when you're in a relationship, you now have to take into account what you guys want to achieve together and as individuals at the very same time. Shabzi, speak to us about that.
I think it's important to first establish that you want to be in a relationship with somebody long term. You know, we're living in a time now where being in a relationship is just a thing for everyone to do. Yes. So you might not have the intention to do life with somebody. So if that intention is established, it becomes easier to start speaking about the future and what you want to achieve together. So I think the first place to start is do a vision board, you know? You do a vision board for yourself, do a vision board for you guys as a couple. What do you guys want to see come to fruition in your lives?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. And I mean, when we talk about any sort of goals, whether it's as an individual or as a couple, you always need to look at where exactly you're going, because sometimes people say you can't dream too far. You need to make sure they're attainable. So, Yanga, I know you're a dreamer. What do you say, though, in terms of making sure that you do make sure that those goals are attainable?
I recently learnt, well, not recently, it's a very old saying, but if your dreams don't scare you, then, you know, they aren't big. So it's important for your dreams to be big so they scare you.
Yes.
You know? And also, if you're in a couple and your partner's struggling with something, if you're not building something together, then what are you doing?
100%. And speaking of which, now we're talking about leaving each other behind. There are certain couples where things have not gone the right way because one was there on the other side and the other one was the other side. So I want to know very quickly, in terms of making sure that we're both, you know, on the same speed and we're both looking at the very same things. Shabzi, what do you think is the best way to possibly say, okay, cool, we're going to try and be in the very same space in terms of making our relationship goals a real thing?
I think, we need to be careful about always being on the same page. Because at the end of the day, we're individuals first, you know, and we need to know how to acknowledge that fact, that you're an individual. When we acknowledge that first, it becomes easier to figure out what do we have in common? What mindsets do we share? What commonalities should we be working on together so that we are working towards something that makes sense for the both of us? So that when that goal is achieved, we can still recognize each other individually.
Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Phil, thank you. Oprah, please enlighten us now.
I was also going to say the same page is relative to the person. You know what I mean? I could see page V a completely different way than you do, but we're still on the same page. Are we technically on the same page? No.
Facts. That's a really, like, I feel like when we talk about people and just their own perspectives, that's why it's so important to have those conversations so that we do understand each other in terms of where exactly are we going, but also how do we see this specific thing. But now I want to ask you about when we're talking about exactly what you spoke about, Shabs, which is we are still individuals.
Yeah.
So sometimes people get lost in their relationships. They become their relationship, in fact. And one thing I also know is that sometimes people think that they can't do things on their own. So I've heard about how when they say you're making a little bit of a step into making relationship goals, you need to make sure that you start on your own and then you come together and bring together what you have, right?
Sure.
So Shabzi, speak to us about that. Have you ever made relationship goals with a person? And
I
also,
have.
oh, okay,
Yeah, I
okay,
have.
all right. From Dr. Phil to Dr. Love, tell us more. Tell us more. Yes.
No, I do currently have goals in my relationship, but I have goals with all my relationships in my circle, friends or brothers or family. That's why I'm saying it's very important to be intentional about your relationships. These days we're just in relationships and we like how we make each other feel, but making each other feel good is not necessarily something that can get us to a goal that we want to achieve individually or together. But now if I tell you, you and I are in a relationship, what does that mean for the both of us?
Yes.
What would we like to see happen in our lives in the next year?
Yes.
Can we make it happen together?
In
Does it make
2024, I want to see us make $1 million. That's what I want to see.
Oh, okay.
As a relationship 5 lunch.
I got you. I'll just wire the money.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much. Expresso family, the beautiful thing is that we are going to be having a part 2 to this beautiful conversation. Do not go anywhere because the relationshiping is still going to be relationshiping right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. But right about now, the beautiful Zoe is standing by in the dining room.
Oh, thank you, Zanele. Well, you know, you were talking about that R1 million, but how about this? With Powerball and Powerball Plus jackpots, they are estimated at 17 million rand. Now, play Powerball and Powerball Plus for 17 million rand in today's estimated total jackpots, and you could become Mzansi's next big jackpot winner. The Powerball jackpot is estimated at 5 million rand, and the Powerball Plus jackpot is estimated at 12 million rand. Now, there are many ways to buy your tickets. You can do so in-store on the nationallottery.co.za website. You can buy a ticket via your mobile app, your cell phone banking, or by dialing *120 *7529 hash for USSD. Now we have all of those details also on our social media pages, so go and check them out and make sure you get your tickets. You can also make your move and Panda Pusher play Powerball and Powerball Plus for the millions. Well, listen, coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show, we have Jamie Lee Sexton. We've got another performance from her, and Zanele and her 5FM lunchtime team. They have more relationship advice, especially when it comes around setting goals within your relationship. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Asithetha ngezinto ezimnandi. We are speaking about nice things that happen on your Feel Good Breakfast show. You're still on Expresso, and this morning we are joined by 5 Lunch producer and presenter. It is Yanga Mjoli and Shabzi Medallion, all in the name of relationship advice, my friend. We are getting you 100% ready for the year 2024 in all the spheres. You see, this is why we say we're your Expresso family. Who cares about you? Now, guys, we've been talking about us and setting these goals as a relationship people. And of course, we even spoke about brainstorming. Shabzi, you spoke to us about that. But Yanga, when we're talking about brainstorming and, you know, kind of going into it as a couple and deciding on what it is that we want for each other, of course, we also said you need to, you know, separate a little bit. But when we talk about brainstorming with someone, what do you think we need to kind of take into account to make sure that everybody's being heard and we're able to hear each other?
I think you need to be 100% honest and transparent about any issues you might have around, you know, certain aspects of areas that you want to grow in. So if you're shy, for instance, when we're talking about what we're going to build and like growth and everything, you need to be honest about the fact that, like, you know what, I'm actually a bit shy when it comes to these certain areas. Then I can help you with that.
Or if you decide when you're 45 you want to become a DJ, but you studied electoral science, you know, I need to know those things. And I need to be able to kind of understand what it is we need to do together. You know what I mean? But I want to then go to something that I know a lot of people sometimes forget to take into account as well, which is getting into sort of the building blocks of, okay, now we're deciding that we are going to 100% go into something that I know. We decide to kind of go away and do our things on our own, but then we come together. Shab, speak to us about something that we kind of need to take into account when we think, okay, now I'm going to be listening to what my partner has to say, and I need to now sort of internalize it and make sure that I'm doing the very best that I can do to help them to get to where they want to be.
I think what's important is to take note when it is your time and when it's not your time. You know, if it's my partner's time to shine and it's clear, I am going to be the cheerleader, the motivator, the manager, the supporter, all that I need to be in that time that she's having to shine. If it's my time, it'll be clear as well. And if it isn't anyone's time, we are consistently working on each other's dreams anyway, in quiet, you know?
And I feel like when we're very cognizant of what it is, like, you know, where we are firstly, but then also what it is that we want to achieve together, it makes things so much better. But Yanga, speak to us a little bit about this. When we're now deciding on the goals that we want to focus on, right? And kind of maybe getting into a little bit of a plan, because I think you kind of touched on that a bit. You know, the different ways in which we can get ourselves in a good state and get ourselves in a good step, in fact, in getting into 2024 and saying, okay, cool, we want to take step 1 and step 2 and step 3. Speak to us about that a little bit.
I kind of feel like one of the steps is holding each other accountable. You know, if there's a certain goal that you have, I, as your partner, need to hold you accountable for when you're dropping the ball. Like, if this is important to you, you should have been there. Why weren't you there? You're the one holding yourself back. Consistency is another one. Because if you're not being consistent in implementing certain rules that you've put in place in order to have these goals, are you going to attain these goals?
Hey, Oprah, you are spitting here. And Shabzi, you're also someone who's always spitting about being realistic. I know this because we chat every day there on the show. And when we are going one way, you're like, guys, come back a little bit, which is why we say you are captain. And I know that when we are setting goals, it genuinely is one of those things where you're like, okay, cool. Let's be a little bit realistic. Let's speak about that.
I think people need to be honest with themselves. And it's okay to have a dream. It's okay to see others achieve their dreams and want to achieve the same thing. But you might not be built to achieve that dream. You might not be built to put in the work that you need to put in order to achieve that dream. And it's important to be self-aware so that you align what you know about yourself with the dreams that align to you. You know, I think that's what realism is about. You know, being realistic is not about, oh, you can't dream big. You can. But then reverse engineer those dreams and figure out how can you do the work that you need to do daily to get to that ultimate goal.
And you even mentioned yesterday Kanye West wanting to be president. Ish. I'm not sure that those goals were. I don't think it was 100% aligned. Am I lying?
No, I mean, I hear you.
Yes, exactly. Just as an example of what you were talking about, Shabzy.
He's the president of music.
Okay, sure. I mean, is he still? That's the question.
I mean, we're all still talking about it.
I suppose. President of controversy, maybe, perhaps.
Okay.
I'll
take that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. But guys, before we close things off, I want to ask you each just to give just one nugget of advice when it comes to this relationship vibe and setting a little bit of goals for you and your partner in 2024. Shabs, you can kick us off.
Relationships are not a game. We're in a game to relate with each other these days, but it's not a game. Once you know yourself, you know your needs, you know your wants. The people who are around you currently, are they serving those needs and those wants? And you need to figure out what it is about the people that are serving those needs and wants that you can contribute towards too as well, as far as their needs and wants, so that you have a relationship that actually is evolving into something that you appreciate.
Beautiful. I love that. And Yanga, nugget of advice, Miss Psychologist?
That was a huge nugget.
We will be eating it all in 2024. It's perfect.
My nugget was short and sweet.
Yes.
I was just going to say the best piece of advice I got about goals and dating is to always be with someone who has just as much to lose as you.
Sure.
So if you don't know what someone's kind of reaching for, aiming for, I mean, is that the person for you?
Guys, why are you making people think so hard? Hey, come on, I love it. And also, I was going to say as well, some of us, our only goal is just to get into a relationship in 2024. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been the goal for you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I don't know why my radio family is exposing me now. Oh, my goodness.
I'm sorry.
This is the team you can catch on 5FM 12 to 3, Monday to Friday. And of course, you know that we always have the goodness here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, which is why it continues with Zoe.
Oh, thank you, Zanele. I love relationship chats, but I also love connecting with you. And that's what we did this morning with our Good Morning Post. The positive words we repeat to ourselves can often disrupt negative thoughts. So give it a go. I am, and this is what you had to say. Cheryl says, I am happy, healthy, wealthy, prettier, and slimmer.
Yes, bring it in. I love that. Karabo says, I am beautiful, I am loved, and I am grateful for life. Yes, you see, this is the kind of things we need to say to ourselves each and every day.
Oh, we also got some voice notes from you, so let's take a listen at what you had to say.
Hey, very good morning to my Expresso family. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Thank you, Jocelyn Avocados. Bye.
Yes, you are
Yes,
fearfully
Jocelyn,
and wonderfully
thank you.
made.
Very nice. We have another one.
And for this morning is that I am worthy of all good things. It is Silvawata from Bloemfontein.
Yes, I am worthy of all good things. And it's important. You need to repeat these things, but like Lucia also said, align it with that inner feeling. We have one more for you.
Hi, my affirmations for today is that I am talented, I am skillful, I am beautiful, and I am smart.
Oh, say
That's it. That's
preach
it.
it, but most importantly, believe it. There we go.
Easy as that. So make sure the head, the heart, and the spirit, it's all aligned. And that way, if you live like this and you repeat these things every day, it will be achieved.
Oh, it definitely
Done.
will. Perhaps one of your things you're saying, I am strong enough, I'm going to overcome this. Well, we're going to help you, especially if you battle with load shedding. We have the perfect family solutions for you.
For sure. We always say it's one thing to speak something into existence, but you're also going to physically place yourself in that situation, and we're going to place you in that situation to sort you out. And of course, we are still going to be hanging out with the incredible Jamie Lee Sexton this morning, who's going to be performing for us just before we close out the show. Stick around. We'll be back after the break.
Double cream plain yogurt from Clover. Just plain amazing.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
I always love it when the time we get to spend together is just a mixed masala of deliciousness. From relationships to getting back into music yet again with the incredible Jamie Lee Sexton. She has been writing music from the age of 4 years old, and now, my friend, she is an absolute superstar who is taking over the world. Jamie Lee, I feel like when you were singing earlier on, you seduced my whole soul. I feel so happy, and just your music is absolutely beautiful. Honestly.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And I'm happy that you feel that way, and I hope that everyone out there feels the same.
I know they do. The Expresso family knows good music. Thank you
Yes.
very much. Yes. But you, of course, performed Run, 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 and coming up is Falling For You.
Yeah.
Speak to us about Run, Run, Run. What's that about exactly?
So, Run, Run, Run was actually written about the past and the future. I feel that a lot of time in life when things get hard, it's very natural for us to want to run away from situations. Right?
Yeah.
So at that time in my life, I was running away from quite a lot of things. Emotional stuff, dealing with mental situations, emotional situations. But what I found is with the song, and the reason why I wrote it is because running away from your past doesn't really put you into the future.
Come on.
So rather acknowledge the past.
Yeah.
And in my music video for Run, 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 you can see it's actually a dream sequence. I actually dreamt of it.
Yeah.
I woke up and I was like, I want to shoot that. So it's actually a dream sequence of me running towards the future, but not forgetting the past.
Come on. Well, you can call me Gerdersteen because I'm a runner, me. But you know, it's okay. Things like your music, they speak to my soul and they remind me not to do so, which I really love. But
Thank
of
you.
course, we were talking about relationships. With you are someone who seems to be quite the person who knows about relationships. Falling For You, what's that about, honey?
Falling For You is a love song.
Yes.
It is an absolute love song. I'm sure that everyone has had that feeling and that emotion of when you fall for someone. It literally feels like you're falling down a rabbit hole. And you keep going and you keep going.
And you
you
can't
keep
stop
going.
yourself.
Can't stop yourself. You don't want to stop yourself.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You don't
Yeah.
want to stop it. So I write from experience. I pride myself in writing from experience.
Yeah.
And I think that that is a universal truth. So Falling For You is for everyone.
I love that. And hopefully it will also be for me in 2024. But
I'll hold fingers.
Please do, Jamie Lee.
I'll put it on you. I'll put it on
Thank
you. I'll put it on you.
But my love, speak to me as well about 2024 as a whole. For you, what is coming up? What can we expect rather from Jamie Lee?
So 2024, I want more.
That
is my thing.
That's also my thing.
For real.
I promise you. I said more of everything, more of peace,
Yes,
more of
yes,
happiness,
yes.
more money.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely, absolutely. So 2024, I am releasing a lot of new music. I'm very excited.
Yes.
I'm actually jumping back into studio next week.
Come on.
Working with an amazing producer who I've been working with for the last few years, Daniel Barron. And I am planning performances. I'm planning tours. Cape Town, I might be seeing you soon. Let's hold fingers. But doing performances across South Africa, releasing new music videos. And for any performances, you can go and check out my social media and you can go and see where I'm gigging next.
I love that. And of course, I'll be sent the schedule because I heard your manager said they loved what I did there for Run, Run, Run.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
As a backup dancer.
Yeah. Remember. Yeah.
Multi-talented here at Expresso.
Multi-talented.
Yeah. Multi-talented. You see, and I'll be able to do it from the Cape Town studio and then go and do the gig with you.
Double slash.
I love this. Perfect. Jamie Lee, you're someone who genuinely has so much to give, and we are so grateful that you do so in your music.
Thank you.
But I want to ask you to just give a little bit of advice to any young people out there who are looking at you right now and going, I want to be like Jamie Lee one day. What do you say to them?
This industry is a lot of hard work. It is fun, it is glamorous, it is lovely, it is exciting, but it is hard work. Especially if you are a female across the world, you need to work double hard. Take yourself seriously, but not too seriously.
Yeah.
And if you commit to something, commit 100%. And always be on time. If you are on time, then you're late. And if you are past the time, then don't show up.
I love that.
So be on time, work hard, and take it seriously.
I love that. Our producer, Shabzi Medallion, he believes the very same thing as well.
Yes.
Must always be on time.
And if you are, you're late.
There it is. Jamie Lee, I am so excited for falling for you. Like I said, I need to manifest for 2024. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm going to use your stance.
So this one is actually dedicated to you.
Thank you. Expresso family, did you hear that?
That's for you.
We are going to be getting such a beautiful performance from this queen right here in a little bit, but you got to make sure that you do not go anywhere because it is going to be happening soon enough. Right about now, though, we need to cross over to our lovelies. It is Zoe and Ewan in the dining room.
Oh, well, you know what? We are just so excited because you get to play Powerball and Powerball Plus for 17 million rand in total estimated jackpots today. And you could become Mzansi's next big jackpot winner. Now, the Powerball jackpot, it is estimated at 5 million rand. And the Powerball Plus jackpot, that is estimated at 12 million rand. Now, there are many ways for you to buy your tickets, including in-store. You can head on over to the nationallottery.co.za's website. You can buy your tickets on the mobile app through cell phone banking or simply by dialing *120 *7529# for USSD. Now we have all of those details on our social media pages, so go and check them out and make sure you get your tickets, make your move and Panda Pusher play Powerball and Powerball Plus for your chance in millions.
Thank you so much, Zoe. 15 glorious minutes left on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning. Listen, load shedding, it became part of our lives. Unfortunately so. But we're going to sort you out with some delicious, family-friendly ideas that it doesn't matter if you have energy or no energy, electricity or electricity, lights, no lights, whatever the case may be, you're going to eat like a king. Stick around for that chat in just a bit. And of course, the incredible Jamie Lee Sexton will still perform to close off the show for us. We'll see you just now.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and Woolworths, they are all about pushing boundaries and developing innovative products that are quick and easy to make while staying true to their flavorful flavors and excellent quality. Now, here to tell us more about their latest newness across their food lines are Senior Product Developer Tulisa Martins and Product Developer Danelle Opsel. Now, it's great to have both of you ladies here because when it comes to new ideas and foods and dinner recipes, we are here for it, and the two of you have made it so much easier. Perhaps, Danelle, I can start off with you. When it comes to designing a new product that you're about to launch, what is some of the processes that goes involved? Because you have to test it before it hits the shelves.
No, definitely. I think as product developers, we consume a lot of food, which is great. And so that's actually the starting point, and to understand what is out there globally, nationally. So we look what's trending, what kind of research is out there, what does the market want, what does the customer want, and then there is a lot of testing, trialing, errors to get to these amazing products that you see today.
Oh, well, I am so excited. So, Tulisa, talk to me about the newness that Woolies is coming up and these products that they have designed.
Yeah, I'll start off with the family meals that I'm super excited about. We've got this beautiful Sunday course. I mean, everybody loves a beautiful hearty meal.
Yes.
It is designed and crafted for the entire family. So inside there you've got beautiful char-grilled chicken with rich gravy, and you've got a savory brown rice to get your beautiful grains, whole grains in. We've got Sunday goss or 7 colors. I mean, you
can't go wrong with that.
It comes with a sachet of beetroot.
Oh.
You cannot, I mean, you have to have beetroot.
You have to have this. So this is so perfectly portioned. So this is basically what we've dished out of that, our Sunday course.
Yes, because it's a family size, so that's like a smaller version of that.
Okay.
And then what is lovely is that all of this you can hit in the microwave for about 7 minutes. I mean, think about load shedding. Load shedding hits at the worst time.
You get that notification, load shedding in 50 minutes, and you panic. You're like, what are we going to do?
And the last thing you don't want your kids to have is not have veggies, not have their grains, not have their meat. And that's basically what that meal is all about. My favorite is the chicken taco kit. So if you look over here, this is basically a kit that comes with your wraps, your crumb chicken, and all you have to do is just like warm up or heat up the crumb chicken in the air fryer, and you've got beautiful crunchy chicken that's delicious and juicy on the inside. And then it comes with a beautiful chipotle sauce, some grains as well. So you just assemble it home, and great for entertaining, great for picnics, and also just great for dinner.
This is my kind of entertaining. I love where you just get to put all the different elements down and everyone gets to have fun to build their meals together. I absolutely love that. Now, you've touched on 2 of the elements that we are seeing in front of us. Let's talk about these incredible veggie wraps.
Yeah, so these are very exciting. They are 60 to 70% veggies, but what we've done is we've hidden the veg. So they are kid-friendly, they are gluten-free, they are low calories, so they are hitting all the right marks, but they taste amazing. So you've got like your carrot and quinoa wrap, you've got your cauliflower and beetroot, which also actually has chia seeds in it. So you're getting all those power foods in there, and then the cauliflower wrap, and they are also, once again, super easy to assemble. You can either eat them at room temperature, or how I like to do it is in a pan, a little dry fry, 1, 2, and then fill it with your amazing fillings and you're ready to go.
Oh, this is incredible. I'm looking at what we have in front of us. I can see we've got beautifully assembled wraps here. We used the carrot and quinoa. We've used the cauliflower and beetroot wraps. And am I mistaken by saying we actually used the chicken taco kit to assemble this meal? It looks like we're just merging leftovers into lunch ideas. This is unbelievable. Now, I love that you guys have brought this to the forefront. I know there's always such exciting things when it comes to Woolworths. You assign it with, innovation and just solution-driven meals. What else can we look forward to? For now.
Sure. For now, there's beautiful meals that we've got in the pipeline. It's all about convenience. It's all about like getting the customer nourished. I cannot share much, but watch the space. We've got soup season coming up as well soon. So there's a lot that is coming, but look forward to that. And it's all about deliciousness to us. And saving you time.
And quality.
Quality.
It's all about quality. Well, listen, hats off to you and your entire team for what you have done. I know the amount of research that has gone into putting these meals together. Is it a case of, let's say some of us are craving, like I'm one of those people, I love my mom's a course. So the Sunday course is perfect for me because it's going to hit home and it's just all that deliciousness and the convenience of one serving size. Now, I wanted to also just have a look at what is next to me. We've got some cauliflower rice. We have got some cauliflower spaghetti as well as some cauliflower and carrot fettuccine. So we know that Woolworths is great at making sure we hit the macros and the micros when it comes to nutrition. How important is it for you to put the spotlight on nutritious meals that you present?
No, I think it's extremely important, especially with this new range of either the wraps or the pastas. We're taking things that are household favorites, but we're making it a little bit healthier for you. And once again, it's also targeting our children, that we want to have those healthy meals for them. I have a 10-month-old baby and she loves the cauliflower and carrot fettuccine. So, you know, it's fun, it's bright, it's vibrant, and it's, once again, you know, it's gluten-free, it's healthy for you. So, and it's hidden. It's hidden.
It's hidden, but it also tastes delicious.
Yes.
So, I mean, for you to substitute your normal white rice with some cauliflower rice, you're getting all of those additional nutrients that you need. And I think for families, especially when it comes to veggies, I mean, this is a hit. Your carrot and quinoa wrap as well as the cauliflower. I'm just looking at all these options in front of me. So this is unbelievable. So to the two of you, I want to say thank you. To your entire team, thank you for bringing these incredible meals to us. I've got some plates here, which means it's time to do a little bit of a taste test.
This is our favorite part of our job.
It is our favorite part. Now, on a daily basis, how many meals do you end up tasting?
Sure. Thinking about yesterday, yeah, there was more than 10 meals that we had to taste. And that's like on a daily basis. And the thing is with tasting, you can't taste too many in one go.
Okay. You have to space yourself.
You have to space yourself.
You actually get tasting fatigue.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Who would have thought? Well, if you ever need additional tasters, I'm volunteering myself. But you heard it here first on your Feel Good Breakfast show. There is newness at Woolies. Look at this incredible spread in front of us and look out for the new icon on their shelves and be the first to try all of their new products and flavors. You can shop all of these that you've seen now at Woolworths. It's available in-store, online, as well as on the Woolies app. Ladies, bon appetit.
Yeah, thank you.
There's too little eating in here, people. I'm eyeing these wraps for the last like 10 minutes already.
The tacos, the
They are
chicken
delicious.
tacos.
Tacos, yeah.
And easiest.
I haven't had breakfast yet, so.
This is a delicious breakfast.
Oh, that's
Easy
crunchy.
breakfast.
That's really good. We need electricity.
So I'm now adding danced for Jamie Lee Sexton to my CV so people can know multi-talented, okay? And I'm going to get my moves ready because you're going to see me in a little bit. But it's not about me. It is about the superstar that is in the building. I am talking about Jamie Lee Sexton. Everybody, please make some noise for Falling For You!
Falling for you.
is Jamie Lee Sexton, an absolute superstar, and she's one of the reasons that today was absolutely beautiful. And we thank you so much for joining us. I can't believe it's already time to say goodbye, but this is the thing. We're back again tomorrow at 6 a.m. And what can you expect? Well, let me tell you what is on the menu. First and foremost, Nadine Bloom is going to be performing, and trust me, if you don't know her as yet, you're going to want to get to know her because she's incredible. Then we're going to be hearing about fakeaways. Have you heard about them? Yeah, no, I'm also going to be 100% making sure I find out, because the culinary hotline is showing us the healthy alternative to takeaways, which I really need for 2024. Speaking of which, we all know that in January you're going to the gym, you're ready, all the goals, you're like knocking them out. But then come February, when it's time to deal with Valentine's Day, it kind of falls off a bit. But tomorrow we're going to be hearing about how we can keep on track and hopefully have a goal-smacking 2024. You got to make sure you tune in, because how else will you have a feel-good breakfast morning, huh? Thank you very much. We can't wait to see you, and also thank you so much to Ewan and Zoe in Cape Town. Right about now, though, sinithanda nonke emakhaya. We love you indeed, and we'll see you tomorrow at 6 a.m. From myself, Zanele, and the Johannesburg studio. Bye-bye, and we love you. Mwah.
Oh, we love you too. Thank you, Zanele. Oh, and also thank you to our incredible team here for joining us today. Danelle and Tulisa, thank you for bringing these incredible new meals. I mean, Stadom, you have now dinner and lunch sorted.
I was watching Jamie Lee Sexton perform whilst eating the whole way through. It was amazing. Jamie Lee, thank you very much for your contribution this morning. It was wonderful to have you on the show. Thank you to all of our guests. We've had such inspirational guests this morning. Lucia Dramat, who was here as well, serving up a whole, I think, a dish bigger than this one of inspiration this morning, and of course I think engineering that perfect life for yourself. So thank you very much for that, and of course our sporting guests, for Zoe, for you guys, because snacks are plenty and we love that.
Plenty. We are going to tuck in. You go have a fantastic Tuesday.
Cheers guys, see you tomorrow.
Another one of those, please.
Double cream plain yogurt from Clover. Just plain amazing.
Another feel-good production.